the item right as he touched the card. But yeah, it was good times all around, and then we then came back and we're spending a bunch of weeks of downtime and leveled up, and here we are.
Sounds about right. Got to get rid of some drain conditions and stuff.
Well, he didn't say that happened, so it didn't happen. We're all drained still. Sorry.
Oh no. I said that we were spending our weeks of downtime. During that is when we would leave. Speaking of which, by the way, some point during this downtime, do you want to say that I read y'all's fortunes? Who wants their fortune read?
I thought we did that already. Wait, you can do it again? Wait.
Well, we did it for a couple of party members, didn't we? That we did the rolls, or do we do it for everyone?
Yeah, he's not talking about the rolls. He's talking about the full thing.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like, where you actually have your fortune read, kind of. Like, you ask the question, and then we interpret it based off that. It's great for role-playing.
I'll give it one shot. I want to say at least I did one time.
It's a good way of, like, inserting your character's backgrounds into things if you want, or talk about things going forward.
Is there, like, a way I'm supposed to...
There is used to it. It's not just for flavor, per se. Like, there is conceivably, even though it's random, it's not like a buff. Oh, there's something. I can't remember what it was, but there's something that you can get from it.
Okay.
Besides,
insight.
Like, numbers. Yeah, insight.
Is it like a Jeopardy question thing? Like, have to say a certain thing in order to get it correct?
No, it can be like whatever question you have.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So, whoever wants to start, you have to phrase the question in a specific way. It's not like when you're doing...
I knew it.
It's not like how you're doing Aubrey or anything like that. If anything, it's closer to... give me 1 second, I'll tell you. I'm always so lost. I keep changing this stuff up here.
I mean, I do have a question, but it's going to sound weird.
I think in this one, it's better to have a vague thing, like go as vague as possible, I want to say, in the wording of your question. Like instead of going specific, being like, whenever it comes to money, what are the things that can help out?
So this is the way it works. Those who are seeking a reading approach the reader with a question, and they're to ask you what you seek to gain from the reading. What is it you're looking for? Are you looking for information about wealth or health or information about a potential villain you may face or your place in all of this? Anything like that, what you want to gain from the reading. And then it goes from there.
Okay. So, give an example.
Give you an example?
Yes.
What is Sada wanting to gain from getting their fortune read? It could be simple as, I just want to see what you come up with. Like, it's just what you think you can gain from it. So if I'm a car salesman and I'm pointing you at a Mazda or something like that, I'm like, what do you want from a car? You tell me what you want from a car. Same thing. What do you want from the reading?
Okay, gotcha. Who's my true... I guess, who's my true love?
Oh, hey, that's something.
Looking for love.
Yep, it's in my DT's edicts.
I'll make a new reading. Sada, true love.
You mean Twisted Fate makes a new reading?
Oh, you can do it.
Awesome. I do want to do it. I like doing it.
Do you know how to create new reading?
I think so.
Well, this is going to be fun.
But you might have to help guide me.
Nope, too late.
You might have to do the thing like they do in Ghost, where he's doing the clay and you're behind me massaging my hands.
You cannot share hero readings with players until after you've completed. Oh, I have to set up the preparation. Okay. I'm doing this right. So this should be Sada's true love, question mark. Okay, so remembering. You probably don't remember the suits or anything either. Love involves crowns. It's the closest one. It's not about money, secrets, or stories. It's not about faith or morality. It's not about children. Essentially, it's about love, and that would be crowns. So we're going to set the suit to crowns, and then I can add a participant, which is going to be Sada. I'm about to give you control over this so you can do the rest of it.
Okay.
As soon as I can find their freaking Sava. I keep saying Sada, but it's Sava. I'm sorry, I was building a computer recently. Get it? SATA cables?
Knee slapper.
Now I should be able to share. Can I share the hair reading tool after you complete the reading preparation phase? What about now? Cool. Observers, everybody can see it. So you should have control over this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens in this part, just to give a reminder, they're already shuffled.
Okay.
He gets to choose one of these. There are 9 cards for every suit. Your suit is the crown. So you're going to choose one card out of all of this. This is going to represent like your staple.
Gotcha.
What this ultimately does is this will give him a bit of information about what sort of guidance towards your answer he's looking for. This is a message that he's going to relay to you, essentially an overall story. For example, I could tell you, you've got 6 books of Lord of the Rings or whatever, right? I can tell you, well, Lord of the Rings is a story about a hobbit who gets a hold of a magical artifact, a relic that can destroy nations. And it's up to him to destroy it to stop the ultimate evil that floods the world and threatens all life. That's the synopsis of the whole story, right, in a way. And that's kind of what he does with the first card. But you get to choose it. You get to. I think you should be able to click it.
I'm looking. Yeah, I can click it. I'm just. Is it supposed to say positive presence, unclear presence?
Don't worry about all that.
Okay, don't worry about that. Okay.
Nope. Not right now.
Okay.
Pick one.
Yep, I know. I'm gonna do my lucky number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's a very interesting one. Interesting. Now, does this show the thing?
Next, you click it, and you can hit the interpret card and read what it means and try to develop an overall answer to his question right now, essentially. Like I did from Lord of the Rings. You ain't got to read it verbatim. You're supposed to come up with your own interpretation of this. This is his card.
Where's the interpret button?
Once you click the card,
do
you see it? If you click it, it should say interpret card at the bottom right.
No.
Hold on. Sorry about that.
Good art, though. Good art.
There we go. Okay. Cool.
I had to do ownership. There you go. Oh yeah, really cool art in this campaign. This is built for this campaign, by the way, Fiery.
Yep. Before I go any further, does it matter like what place it's in, or this is just the one that's the overall?
Just what the card means. And you can even modify it. Like, if you really like the way that it's worded for the bad side of it, throw it in there, too. You know, because Sleeping Beauty had a terrible story, even though it was supposed to be a story about, independence. I mean, you could throw in as dark as you want it to be, or as lighthearted as you want it to be, from what little you know about Sodom.
Yeah, put a little twist in there, twist of fate.
Yeah.
So, what is interesting about the unicorn is it's like the most that which you seek you shall find type card you could get here. In this circumstance, if it's basically like if you're seeking love, then it's like, you could do nothing and finds love. You could just fall into it. Like, you could go on an adventure not even trying to find love, and then you just trip into someone that's just instantly besotted with you. It can be just something unexpected, from an unexpected source. But basically, it's, a good thing. Like, it more than likely means that, upon you doing this, you're going to find love in some way, in some form.
I have to add to that. If you look at the art for the unicorn fell into thorns and also fell into a pear.
Might even be called the perfect pair. Oh!
Sorry, guys. I gotta take his hero points. That was kind of bad.
That was a booby joke. You can't take my points away for that booby joke.
Too late.
That was pretty good, though.
Quick question: is there, for the other suits, is there a unicorn in each of one of those?
No, that's the one unicorn in all 52 cards.
Really? I kind of thought, based on the art, that the unicorn would be in a pair.
No.
No. I got it.
Yeah, I got it.
It's got a pair.
If anything, it's an O-pair.
Because it's got a pair of horns sticking through the pair. You see it? Can't everyone see the 2 horns sticking through it? That's why it's a unicorn. Okay. Silence.
You tried.
Well, the joke there was that it was a purposely awkward joke, or whatever. So it's succeeded.
That's the fun.
Okay,
So
so
now
now how do
now what
I
you'll do-
continue? I
Now
go
the
top
next step is
left.
the spread. You hit the spread, bottom right.
Okay.
Perfect. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go down left column, middle column, right column, but one at a time. So you're going to start with the left. This is all about his past. Yeah, you do all three of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh. So because the true match, that's one you have to read. Then he has a partial and an opposite. Partial's a really good one because usually if there's two partials, you'll pick between one or both. But because he's got a true match and a partial, you don't have to worry about both unless when you read the interpretation, it's something that you like to add. And then that one is his opposite match, where it's his unclear past, and it's opposite. There's something that's actually clear about his past, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So you might be able to
I
read
kind
all
of
three.
want to go through this in negative order, right? Because this is the most important. Or
Most
go with
important
this
is the positive. You always positive and negative, but if you're trying to build for a suspense thing, you always start negative. And in this case, it's all about his past. So like Fiery, from top to bottom, it's a positive thing about your past, then something that's just either or about your past, and then something bad. But sometimes, if a card is in a good alignment, you won't have anything bad that happened in your past. And what's really cool about this system is if you're playing a character who doesn't really have a good backstory yet, this helps you create one because of what they role play with you. Or if you already got one, you'll be surprised at how crazy some of these things come into play. Like when they do spitball or whatever the case is, and it's like, oh, that kind of is what my character's about. It's cold readings, so, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, let me hear it.
I want to go negative to positive because of how this was a positive thing. So should I go the vision first or go the cyclone then the vision?
Probably the unclear one, I would say. Then down into the top.
Okay, so
that art. You actually have that card in your possession as a group.
That's true.
Yeah.
Nice.
Alright, so the vision is definitely an interesting card here. You see with the lightning bolts and the acorns. Now, this is normally, as we said, this is supposed to be the thing that's unclear, but this, because it's misaligned, it actually makes it clear more than likely. And this card is actually about knowledge, basically. It's about knowledge or supernatural lore. Kind of like knowing that, wait, do y'all have Warwick in this realm? Does anyone know about a werewolf?
Warwick.
Anyways.
They are quite common.
Okay, just making sure. The idea that they can be taken down with a silver bullet. That might be considered like supernatural lore. So the idea of how this can resonate with love is that this can mean an encounter with someone who seems to be hard to get a read on, but also it could be a brush with genius too. So the idea is in this case, it's not so going to be the idea of like an elusive person in your past. It would be the opposite. So it was actually like an extremely like, they seemed maybe for everyone else, no one else could figure out this person, but you could. You knew exactly what it is, like a right, nut to crack about that person. So that's what I would interpret for that part. And then we go to the cyclone. This is for your negative match. It not even looks negative right there. You can see him frowning, crossing his arms. And it's force that just tears through anything. It's just a natural presence that just gets what it wants. It's basically doesn't care about the plotting of mortals. It can be just very chaotic, destructive things. This can be maybe a destructive ex that you've had in your past that just kind of made you realize, like, oh, you just don't go after crazy woman. It's just not worth it. And it is a partial match, so it's, doesn't mean it's the strongest. But then the most strong we have was actually the hidden truth. And this one is all about being able to pierce through and see the obvious, to see the greater truth within. And this can be sometimes like an incredible discovery that like no one else might be able to see. But sometimes it can be like an obvious thing, like seeing someone in a room that no one else sees. This can be, of course, interpreted towards love as that, like, more than likely the truest thing about you is that you were able to see love or see value maybe in love where others couldn't. So instead of you looking surface deep, maybe for love. You're a little bit more wise in the ways, and you know that it's better to look for the real love, the one that's going to be long-lasting.
Interesting. Okay. This was some good readings.
All right. Do you know, just for quick feedback before we move on, is there any of that resonates with you? Anything that seems to make sense given your experiences?
The cyclone. I had a past of trying to catch somebody who's, people say I shouldn't be trying to catch, like a cyclone kind of person. Chaotic X.
Oh. Well, hey, they could be connected then. It could be that you had the cyclone, but you didn't know whether or not you should be seeking out that kind of person. But then you found the hidden truth, which was actually that wasn't the best type to pursue. That it was better to go after someone that wasn't going to hurt you.
Perhaps.
All right,
do you think I could find my true love still?
Oh, I definitely believe so. Like I said, the unicorn getting that for the card was a very strong omen, I believe, for the entire reading. So far, I'd say we're in good hands. And with that, I do a little flourish my cards.
Splendid.
Right, and with that, we can move on to your present. Ooh, interesting.
Those don't look good.
I really like this one for the.
So in this case, like, there's no unclear presence. His presence is pretty clear. It's all going to be about that opposite positive. So he has a negative currently going on, and then he has another negative going on. He's got bad stuff going on.
Oof.
Poor guy.
Yeah, but for the record, the chaotic card man, and he likes the cricket. So we'll get to that. In fact, I'm going to leave that one for last this time. So I'm going to first go to the true match, and we're going to go to the fool. This is a negative true match. So this is going to, we're going to start off with the bad news first, basically. And yeah, you're right. That is I would consider kind of a relatively scary image. But it's actually more about kind of over pursuing something. It can mean going after a big thing, but you're going at it in a naive way. It can mean that you're trying to cut corners. Maybe you're trying to bribe someone or blackmail someone because you want to get what you want. It's kind of like you don't see things in terms of black and white morality. You see things as very gray, like you can go after what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of understands that you're trading the chance to be shamed for potential gain. So, that's how this connects is maybe you kind of know that you have gone for the bad types in the past, but now in the present, you're willing to risk being made to look foolish if it does find you your true love.
Interesting.
And then we go to the positive with yours, and that looks like a very attractive card, so I'm pretty sure that we're all feeling positive things towards that. But no, in all honesty, this is usually a chaotic card. This is kind of like a destroyer. This is a wanderer, walks around in a world of nightmares, tormented visions. Those under this card's influence, nothing seems to make sense. Everything just seems like jibber jabber. This basically means that in the present, it almost seems like you kind of aren't sure where you're looking for with love. Maybe you see things right now as like it's too hard. It's like such a game of chance to be able to find the one you're looking for. Maybe it's like, it's just a roll of the dice for you, and that's, you're willing to play the game, but you're not happy about it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
And then lastly, we have the cricket. This is in your unclear, and this is, partially not too strong. This is a creature whose mind is very sharp. It's all about speed and quick passage, and it's a lot of times associated with travel, but it also can be about the ends of that journey as well. And so in this case, it could mean that in your present goal, where you're looking for, even though it is a game of chance, even though it is, kind of like a fool's game, it also could be a fool's game that's worth playing. That if you play it with the right mindset, then you actually might be able to get lucky. You might get that treasure at the end of your journey.
So vague. Something could be positive, something could be negative.
Yes, that is kind of where the present seems. It overall wasn't the most positive. It is kind of more about chance. However, what in those cards seemed to hit with you? Were there any that you were relating to?
Sadly, the Fool. Willing to do what my deity wants. Even though it might make me look like a fool at times. If that makes any sense.
I mean, in a way it doesn't, but it does, if that makes sense for myself. I'm, don't have as much stock in deities personally, but I understand what you mean, that for you it is a very big commitment, so. But, I will say we're going into the final part of the reading, the future, and it does seem interesting that so far you're resonating with more of the negative cards about it. Hopefully we'll see if maybe in the future you can start shifting that to the positive, perhaps.
So if I do more negative stuff, does that mean more negative things will happen?
No, I think that the idea is that from those set of cards, it's that, yes, more negative things might happen whenever you keep playing, but that you do have to keep playing. You have to keep putting yourself out there. That's how I would read that set.
We may move on.
Alright, and on to your future. The last set of cards. Oh, we got some interesting ones. We have a partial match on a couple of them. I think I'm going to read this in this order. I think I'm going to go for the owl first, as it is in your unclear. Okay, so this one, the owl, this is about your future that's unclear. This is about the wisdom of nature, basically. The wisdom of being able to get that bird's eye view and see things that others can't. This is also kind of about the balance between life and death. It's just a lot of things that are combined into this, just because of how much the owl sees. So this can be, because it's unclear, I wouldn't say necessarily that this is you gaining a bunch of insight about love. I would say that's not a weak match there, but that's just because of it being in your unclear and where you've gone so far in this reading. I would say that you're not going to gain sudden insight, if that makes sense. But then we go over to the publican and your negative part of your future. There is a partial match here. And this is actually about camaraderie and a place of refuge for those looking for it. It's about finding fellowship in others. And this is interesting to me, because this is almost like saying, perhaps I've been reading this wrong the whole time. And that it isn't the true love of a happy bedmate that you're looking for, but maybe it's the love of your peers. Maybe it's the group of adventurers that you're going to be traveling with and carrying on with. Perhaps it's the love that you're looking from them. It's just a possibility, like I said, partial match.
And that's supposed to be negative.
Yes. But it being partial, this means like there's different ways you can read it within it, and the way that seems to me, again, based on the reading so far, I would say it's almost like what we were looking for at first was wrong in the future, So that's why I would say it that way. And it's shifting from how we were looking before.
Understood.
And then last card we have is the Empty Throne. This one is your positive for the perspective for the future, of course. And this is actually about talking, I would actually say most likely about the love lost. Because there's, again, a sense of wisdom that comes from this card. And it's about the idea that those who are gone will always be with us. So instead of this being, this could be many things. This could be both past lovers, past friends, past maybe loved ones that passed away. But you're understanding that even though they're gone, the memory of them will always remain. Even, though both for good and bad. What happened has brought you here. And that going forward, if you keep this in mind, you can gain some amazing insight and lessons from this.
The one that resonates with me the most has anybody ever picked none? Just a quick thing.
What do you think?
Yes? No?
Yes, I've seen all kinds of different answers. I've been doing this a long time.
You look in her face that she feels very concerned and honestly has an answer but doesn't want to pick. For now, I will pick none.
You can even keep the answer to yourself if it's more of a personal thing. I think often the biggest insight from some of my readings are whenever someone does keep things to themselves. But it can also be helpful to find out things about yourself. Because like I said, we're going to be traveling together now. It's always good to get to know each other.
True. Well, thank you for the card reading. Twisted Fate. Should I just call you
Anytime.
Fate? Or do people call you just Twisted?
Whatever you like. You can call me Tobias. You can, as long as it's not late for dinner.
Sweet.
I tip my hat.
Well, thank you. She gives you a bow and slitters away.
Wonderful.
I like the card reading. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, hell yeah. I love those. Those are fun.
Didn't mean to eat up a lot of people's time. I didn't think it was going to be that long. That was like one card draw. Or three.
No, that's cool. Like, that's the idea, though, is that we're not doing them all the time. Most of the time, we're just doing the bonuses. But I think it's good because it's like a good way of introducing a character to the party as well. I think it's like, there's just a lot of cool things about it. It's just good for flavor.
To see what their mindset is and stuff.
Yeah, and like you're just, because I think that's like a big part of the flavor for the campaign as well, is like how fate is pulling us in different directions. So then finding about like what you think about that is kind of nice, because some people, like my character for instance, he loves chaos, he loves chance, so he's kind of enthusiastic about this adventure, even though he's still only in it for himself. He's just looking out for himself at the end of the day, but he does enjoy that aspect of it, whereas other characters might be like more resistant to that concept.
Interesting. I'm doing it because it's fate. I gotta have to do it, or lives are gonna be at stake, and it's gonna be my fault because I decided not to help out.
Well, that's some interesting stuff. How did everybody feel about that?
I don't know if she's gonna find true love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was very vague, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to do like that's how cold readings are, kind of. They're trying to like keep it vague that way they can like let the person hopefully find something that they can relate to.
Or at the very least go, it's just so cloudy today. Perhaps if you come back another time and maybe with a coin, I'll be able to better attune to the stars above and give you the answer that you seek or guidance towards where you can find it.
But in Twisted Fate's case, he doesn't even have to ask for more coin because he already relieved you of your coin purse while you were doing the reading with him.
Oh yeah, you are broke now.
Go thanks.
We essentially went through 4 weeks of downtime, quite literally, to get through the drain conditions and whatnot. So during the trying to make income, you can start crafting items, you can retrain. This is a good spot for people to just talk with your party about what you want to do, and then we can circle back around when the campaign picks back up.
Y'all can go without me, but I'll be right back and get a drink.
All right, cool. Who's going to go first?
How long does it take to retrain spells?
1 week.
Mm-hmm.
Although you could just learn a new spell, couldn't you? I always forget what your spell casting is.
He's a wizard?
I don't know. It's sorcerer.
Oh, you're a sorcerer, okay. So you're spontaneous.
As a sorcerer, yeah, you're spontaneous. You can spend a week of downtime to retrain one of your spells. You essentially swap it out. Bam, it's gone. That's how that would work. Learning new spells as a sorcerer doesn't do anything unless they're uncommon or rare, because then they become accessible by you when you go to retrain. But you don't get to add any more. You just know what you know, and that's it. So, like, for example, yes, it better be quick.
No, continue, sorry.
I'm fucking with you. Please ask.
I just remembered something else, but if you want to continue with your example, I'll bring it up in a second.
You can bring it up now.
Oh, I was wondering if we decided who the room was going to that we got.
The fortification rune?
Yes.
I'll take
one of you two.
Yeah.
Either you or Sava.
Yeah.
I think Fjolnir would definitely want to have a conversation where he offers it to Sava because it was from Sava's people. Sava killed the vampire creature.
It can't go to Sava.
I thought it was for that armor.
I'll tell you who can wear it. It cannot go to Twisted.
Mm-hmm.
It cannot go to Wound. And it can't go to Giz. It's yours, Fjornir. It has to be medium or heavier armor.
He's wearing that. My mistake.
Right?
Does he have spot for it, or does he need a +2 first?
Oh, that's a good point. Oh, yeah, you can't even equip it yet. You would need a +2 armor rune first.
Can we go get one?
You could. You could absolutely go buy one. How much do they cost? Armor, rune.
I was just looking it up. 1,060.
How much do we?
So it would be 900 then, because you're rolling it
take
up.
Off.
You take off, yeah. So 900 gold, you can get your wizard into a +2 armor, and then he can equip his fortification.
I just noticed on the
Perfect.
character sheet that there's a difference between total coinage and total wealth. Is total wealth the total group's wealth?
That's your wealth. That's between all of your items.
So, between all items. Okay, yes. That makes much more sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So Fjolnir would need to borrow the group for whatever he...
I would like my wizard fighter to have high AC.
Yep, especially if you're on the front line.
Oh, much appreciated. Oh, I will do something for this. Also, when Twisted gets back, I don't know how much more we want to spend on another reading, but I know Fjolnir also wanted to talk to Twisted about switching up spells during this period, or seeing what each other's spells were.
You guys aren't really spending any money on the readings because of the archetypes he picked. But you guys also need to discuss as a party and go into this character sheet here and find out what you want to get rid of. Like, this is also a time to shop. And then I think that, Giz, you mentioned you're going to go try to find that rabbit prince again. Someone can still go to the carnival. You could even technically try to spend some money to find out what's going on in the throne room. This handout right here talks about... Oh, shit, where is it? Is it under drill? Stolen Fate, there it is. This shows all of the things that you guys have. So you can decide on what you want to do with that too. Some of them are kind of useless right now, but that's also there.
And these are cards, right? Imtunes?
These are the effects the cards have on the Harrow Heart when we bring them back.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the Empty Throne created an empty throne at position 8 that you can go visit and give it money. And something good might happen.
Empty throne, empty throne, empty throne. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I see it.
Right, the Rabbit Prince made a forest where you can go try to find the Rabbit Prince.
Which Giz is probably going to do.
With stealth.
Does someone catch me up what we did, what we're doing?
Nothing quite yet, except I think we're getting Mjolnir +2 armor, and then he's going to put the fortification rune on.
Oh yeah, that's 100% worth it. Yes, definitely do that.
And then I know Fjolnir wanted to talk to Kristen about our reading as well as looking at each other's spells. But I know Giz has to leave early, so do we want to save that for the end?
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, you don't have to rush the content. This could literally be, because you guys have been going nonstop for a while, most of the session can even be y'all's downtime stuff. You don't have to rush into anything. So take your time and enjoy it, do activities, get crafting done. That way you can hit the ground running when people can play a full session. Because if we're rushing and we get into a combat and he's got to leave midway through a combat, that feels even weirder.
Well,
yeah. Yep. I think it's if we want to do some other stuff, so Giz, you can do whatever you want to get done for this session for sure. And then
we can prioritize that, but really quick, just to kind of like recap or whatever, like where we're at story wise. I know we finished like the first book, but did we finish getting we got the first set of 6 cards, right? Isn't that it, or 7?
Yep, 6. The first set of 6. Well, the second set, because we got the first set in Absalom, but the first set since coming to Harrowheart.
Okay, and then what? Do we know like where we're going next already? Do we like okay now we're on to the next set of 6, or we don't even know?
The gates are closed, so we don't know.
Okay, so in that case, I think that like we don't have to look at. I think that this is meant to be like not a full session, but you know what I mean. Like it's let's enjoy our downtime type session.
Crafting.
So Giz, what was the thing I know that we're gonna do that thing for Fjolnir to get into the fortification, but what was your focus?
No, go ahead. Giz really doesn't have anything to do. Giz was just gonna retrain like 2 spells.
And try to find the Rabbit Prince, since you got a bonus to it.
The Rabbit Prince. Yep.
Sounds good. Okay.
What 2 spells you trying to get rid of?
I was gonna do detect magic. And I don't know what I'm switching it out for yet. I'm still looking.
You mean you want to get detect magic?
No, I have detect magic as a cantrip.
You do not have detect magic as a cantrip.
I just deleted it.
Oh, I see. What'd you replace it with?
I just put the phase bolt and the needle darts at the bottom, just so I could look at them back and forth.
Okay, that's because you only got the 4 cantrips, right?
Yeah. So the top 3 are the ones I actually have, and then the bottom 2 are ones I'm just looking at right now.
Gotcha.
It's just easier for me to look at it that way. Well, we can do the Rabbit Prince real quick.
Yeah, sounds good.
Now I gotta open up the epitomes.
Hey, you said it right. It's almost like you gotta think of Mr. T. I epitome the fool that says epitome wrong.
Why can't it be an epitome?
No, I know exactly what she, for the longest time, because I first read the word for the longest time, I thought it was epitome. And then I had heard epitome, and it took me a while until I realized it was the same word.
I think it's technically because there's an E at the end. It's because becomes an O sound. Epitome.
Well, it's because of where the base is from, like the etymology, and it's Greek. It's 100% from a Greek. So, I don't know how to say it, but Greek's got some weird pronunciation in terms of, like, how, like, the last vowel is pronounced, you know? It's kind of like...
English is bullshit. It's a bullshit-ass language with some bullshit-ass rules.
Yeah, English is the most haphazard of all languages, I feel like, because none of its rules make sense. It's very hodgepodge.
It's got, like, 6 major influences.
Yeah. But the odd thing is, ironically, that's actually why it's actually the best universal language.
It's actually a lot of people think it sounds really cool. I like it.
What's strange though is how would you guys bring any cards into this realm a perfect example of a particular quality or type, or a summary of a written work? I mean, I just don't understand how an epitome is the word to use. You bring the snake bite, and then now you bring a written work, which is that written work, into this realm, and now the epitome, or epitome, whatever it is, effect, is snakes appear for venom. I don't understand.
It's the idealized, version of the thing. Right, so if someone is the epitome of elegance and good taste, she is, like, the perfect...
Like the incarnation.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. Yep. Okay.
And, like, you also think about this is whenever, like, again, Greek, so it's almost like the fates, the demigods, like, the epitome is, like, it's not like a literal, it's not a literary allegory, it's like a literal, it's like a mystical type thing, Because there's, like, multiple ways you can use epitome. Like he just said, you can say, like, she is the epitome of elegance. But then, back in the day where they use epitome, it's like, that's the epitome of evil. But they wouldn't use it, like, metaphorically saying someone's really bad. They're like, no, that's Satan. He's the epitome. Not really Satan, that's not a good example. But you get what I'm saying. Like, it was considered more of, like, an avatar of it.
Yeah. Well, that's essentially what's happening here is we have the avatar of the card appearing in Harrowheart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we're doing some rolls for Giz.
Or the Rabbit Prince,
Let's do it.
Rabbit Prince is a stealth check. It would be some kind, and roll it private, so just you and I can see it.
That's alright.
It is. And it's up to you if you want to keep it or not. Let me go back to this thing here. So you succeeded, so you get a +4 circumstance bonus. Do you want to keep?
Yeah, I'll keep it.
You're going to keep it? Okay, cool. You spot the Rabbit Prince once again, jumping through the forest. You wait there. How long does it take, actually, it says here? It's spending 8 hours stealthily scouting the woods. You spent 8 hours just in these woods, keeping your eyes open, and for the briefest of moments, you see the white rabbit. But he doesn't spot you, which is good. He doesn't know you're out here yet. But he gets away from you. You get another +4. It doesn't stack to the last +4, because you're trying to get a critical success. But no matter what, you cannot attempt this again for another week. Now, you could spend time out here for a week, and then try again, because you got 4 weeks, but you said you're doing retraining. So, I mean, you could technically spend the week retraining out here in the forest, and then wait and try again.
Okay. Well, I'm only retraining one spell, so...
One? Sure. That'd be fine. So you spent time to get out there than the 8 hours, than a week. Go ahead and try again. Same thing, private.
Would it help any if I was invisible?
No. Invisible doesn't last long enough because you're spending 8 hours tracking this thing down.
Yeah, I just... Right. No!
I was going to say, you rolled lower than last time and it wasn't enough, so now you got to decide, do you hero point this or do you waste the week?
I'll hero point it.
Okay, right click, use hero point. Alright, that is a critical success.
Nice.
In that second week, this is now your third week of doing this, you surprise the Rabid Prince. And he is impressed with your ability to track him and not be noticed. And he gifts you with an item. I need you to pick your call, a common weapon.
A common weapon?
Yep.
Can you give me, like, half a minute?
Take your time. Come back to me if you want.
All right.
We go to somebody else.
Pass.
Pass. Got it.
Hmm.
So, Wound, you said you were spending 2 weeks retreating spells?
Just one.
Just one, so you still have 3 weeks if you want to do something else.
Nope. I think
Did
I'm
you
going to save her.
Oh, save your gold? Speaking of
Yeah.
which, think about, have you guys talked about what you wanted to sell out of this list?
That is a good question. We have some good stuffs.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't looked at it yet, but
Speaking of which, Fjolnir, this is something that you can learn. That's technically a scroll. I don't know if it's arcane or not. Oh, it's not. Never mind. It says arcane. Is it in the arcane school? Hold on. 2E Mask of Terror. I'm assuming it is. Arcane Occult Primal. So I know you don't know that spell at 7th level.
No, I do not.
So you can spend some money and write this into your spell book. That'll give you another 7th level spell. No.
Let me see,
Yeah.
because at this that may be good to do in the future, but again, since Fjolnir's not using his money, he wouldn't be upfront about taking money. And if this isn't a spell that he would be the best at using, he might prioritize spending that money on something else. Because I know he was going to look over Twisted Fate's spellbook.
You can also do that too.
Probably from there.
That's another thing too, is if you do take the time to learn it, you could also give it to Twisted Fate as well. Something else to think about.
Yeah, that's true.
Is there a way to share? There's not a way to share, is there? Does this do anything? Haste enter? No, that doesn't do anything. That's what I thought. I don't think there's a way to share a spell list with someone.
Isn't that what me and
yeah, you guys are going to compare spells, but there's not a way for me to like click a button to show him what spells you have.
Oh, can I just tell him?
Yeah, you can do that, Melissa. You guys can do that with each other while he's trying to figure out a weapon.
Hey.
Absolutely.
Quick question, guys.
mm-hmm.
Who needs a weapon? Because Giz doesn't use weapons.
You can never go wrong with having a dagger.
Yep.
I was going to say, you also, I mean, you could think about another person in the party if you wanted. Like you saw the, like Sava is technically using a great sword, but it's a really good great sword. Whereas, I mean, everyone's using really good weapons. The exception to that rule, as far as I can tell, is nope. So nothing there. And
I mean,
your weapon is probably the worst because yours, you have to be in dim light or darkness for it to be good.
Yeah.
So your weapon's actually the worst of the group so far.
Which we don't. I was gonna say we have very few situations where that would even happen.
Exactly.
I mean, I could cast darkness and put him in darkness, but then no one else can see.
That's right.
No,
And then
no.
you're not
Yeah.
even-
It can end up hurting us more.
Yeah, darkness is the spell I might be getting rid of, so.
Don't get me wrong, there are some scenarios where it could be useful, like if we're doing more stealthy missions, because I can stealth too, but most of our fights, we're in light. We're not.
And it's just a big globe of darkness. Casting it could actually make enemies alert to us, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it was sunny light and now it's dark, you're like, oh shit, what's happening? So, I was going to replace that with augury since I currently have the carnival in my possession.
Is a dog slicer a common weapon?
No, I think dog slice. Hold on a second. 2E dog slice.
It should be a goblin thing.
A goblin.
I think it's got the goblin. Yeah, so it's uncommon. So no.
Oh, okay.
That sounds cool though.
Mm-hmm.
It's a serrated, nasty looking weapon. They have a magical one too. It's like the Forge in something or something like that. You can like spin one of the dials to give it like a secondary effect. Super weird looking too.
Ew! I just saw one. They're pretty gnarly looking.
I kind of know what I want to do. Question. So what do we get out of the snakebite forest, or what's it called?
It's in the epitome handout.
Yeah, let me
You
see.
can go harvest a poison.
You can harvest poisons of creatures, essentially. And then they last for some time on the outside world. It's a crafting check, swamp lore check, or question mark check. I forgot the last one.
Survival? Nope.
Is it underworld lore? Oh, herbalism. It's crafting, herbalism lore, swamp lore, underworld lore.
Okay. I was thinking about retraining combat climber for additional lore in swamp lore, and then going out to find some poisons. Echo.
If you want.
Yeah. And train my pet to step. Or silently slither, or however you would say it, to step. Do I roll a DC for that too, or no?
I think so. Select a basic action the animal already knows, or attempt to teach an animal a basic action. The animal learns the action of this action. Already learned you can command them to take the action while attempting a nature check, which you don't have to worry about doing, so just teach them new tricks.
And I can't teach him to flank by himself. Isn't that... Well, yeah, can I teach him how to flank? I know it's like a little harder to teach him.
You don't teach an enemy... Listen, so the way commanding works is you're commanding him verbally, aloud. Hey, Snoo, go get behind him, or whatever the case is. You're verbally commanding him. He's not doing his own thing.
Okay.
And if he isn't commanded, he spends his action either moving up to an enemy, not moving up and around, or attacking, like just naturally, because his instincts.
Gotcha.
His intelligence is not high. He's very low. So you don't have to teach him how to flank, because flanking isn't an action.
Mm-hmm.
Flanking is just a negative component to an enemy, which requires critical thinking to think about. Because your pet probably doesn't realize about flanking.
Can I teach him how to ready, right? I can teach him to ready?
I think ready is critical thinking, but you could definitely teach him a specific action. Let me give you an example. You can't teach him just the action ready, and he can ready indefinitely in any number of situations. It's like teaching a pet how to sit and hold a treat on their nose. You're teaching him one specific readied action. Like you can say, I want to teach him how to ready his bite when an enemy gets in front of him. Something like that. You could definitely do that.
Okay.
You wouldn't say, I want to teach him how to ready, and now I can make him ready to open a door, make him ready to do this, make him ready to do that. But there are multiple readied actions that you can technically teach him, because that's just muscle memory. Like one of my old dogs I grew up with, my mom had him trained when she opened the door, because there was the door, then the glass door. When he was a puppy, our puppy would just run full speed and like smack into the glass. So she had to teach him to like wait until he heard the second sound open, and then he eventually got smart enough to get out.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. I will teach him how to step, ready, strike, and ready, back away.
Well, it's not just ready strike. You got to choose the trigger.
Oh, yeah, the trigger is the enemy tries to strike at him, he backs away.
That's the level of critical thinking.
Well, yeah, but I'm master at nature, so I can teach him that, right?
It's not about that. I'm trying to, because you're teaching him via you, so you're teaching him to like get away when someone approaches him.
Yes.
It's going to be command words to have him do that. I would say that's fine, but that's good. Remember, it's your one action to give him two actions, and generally something you need to think about. This isn't going to work well. I just realized that companions don't get reactions.
Oh. Gotcha. Okay.
You guys don't share a reaction. He doesn't get his own.
Not even with a feat? You can't get a feat unless we get
No, I don't think there's any feats for pets that do that.
That'd be cool.
Gotcha. Okay. So then just a step right for now.
Step works. I had to look it up. A lot of people are saying, because there's a lot of animals that know how to like avoid attacks. Like certain primates can do it. So if a primate can do it, and I mean they got a little bit higher level of intelligence, it's not a critical thinking activity. To be careful. It's just not. It's like stealthing in a way. By default, I can tell you the ones that your pet knows.
Okay, yeah. He should know how to grab people, right? Pretty sure he should know. Because he has a coil attack, so...
Where is it?
Yes, he would know how to grab.
Okay.
Coil is a grab ability, I think so. Where in the hell is it under? I found it.
Don't they basically know the actions that?
Okay, yeah, they don't know all of them. By default, animals know drop prone, they know leap, they know seek, stand, stride, and strike. If they have a special ability, like for example a horse's gallop, they essentially know how to like dash, if that makes any sense, things like that. In your case, your pet has a grapple ability, so it knows how to like grab around things.
Okay.
From that list, you can teach him other actions from the basic list that doesn't require critical thinking. And then there's like a huge list of basic actions in the Pathfinder.
Oh, I gotta look that up then.
Basic actions. Here we go. You couldn't teach him A, but you could teach him crawl. Most creatures don't know how to crawl. Like puppies don't know how to crawl, but you can teach them to look really. You ever see the videos that look really cute, like crawling across the ground?
Yeah.
So there's crawl. They already know drop prone. You can teach them how to escape because a lot of animals just writhe around when they're caught. They don't really know how to escape. There's a video I can show you of a snake eating spider that got a snake in a web, and the snake's just freaking moving. It doesn't know how to get free, right? Doesn't understand that. So escaping is one. Interacting, it depends on what it is. I think a lot of interacting requires critical thinking, or at least opposable thumbs.
Okay.
But you could probably teach it to pick up something for you. You know what I mean? Like something specific, like a specific item. Like if it recognizes your sword, I'm assuming it's big enough to be able to carry a sword, so it can pick up your sword for you.
Okay. So pick up.
Release, because it doesn't, animals don't know the word drop. You have to teach a pet, like drop it, things like that. So release is when you can teach it. You ain't gonna be able to teach it sense motive. That's too much. Stepping is when you can teach it. And, hey, you can teach it how to take cover, actually.
Okay. I'm looking through it too. Crawl, I have never crawled in any games before. I don't know what use of crawling would help. Like, I know take cover helps, but crawling, I've never seen anybody crawl in any games. Well, I mean, I guess
It's when you're on the ground and you move 5 feet. That's crawl.
Yeah.
Here's what happens.
Okay, Lizzie has crawled before.
Let's say that your pet goes unconscious and someone's standing on top of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see.
Yep. The only option it can take is to crawl because it can't stand up. If it doesn't know, which technically it knows how to slither, but it doesn't really know how to move without like getting back up on its belly. So you could teach it how to like crawl.
Okay.
You've crawled a lot as Lizzie, by the way.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm like, don't remind me. Dark times. But okay, cool. Got a whole list. I'm gonna look at the list. I know there's like 8 things, and I gotta pick like, for the remainder of downtime. stuff. Anybody can go next while I'm thinking.
I picked my weapon.
What you got?
Sword cane.
That's common.
We've one out here.
Huh. I didn't know that.
By the way, sword cane is a martial weapon, so you would not be able to use it.
No!
It's a cool item. It's a lot of extra actions because now your left hand's holding the cane part and the right hand's holding the sword. But it is a martial weapon, so you would get the benefit from it.
Okay.
Sadly. Sorry.
Is there any concealable weapons that aren't martial?
Yes, I think there's a knife that's concealable.
Yeah, there's the corset knife.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's common. I think it's one of the only ones who can concealable. Let me look real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
Yeah, you can't get butterfly sword.
Corset knife is simple and concealable.
Yep.
Yep, it's corset knife. It's the only one.
Okay, I'll take a corset knife.
Okay.
That sounds cool.
Character sheet
Awesome.
here. So the rabbit prince rewards you with a small blade that looks like it's flatter than normal blades because usually it's like a round hilt, but this one's kind of like oval, so it can sit flatter against the chest or against the thigh. And I'm going to put some in your inventory here real quick.
Does it always crit or something? And then breaks.
Wouldn't that be funny?
I mean, it is the rabbit prince, so it makes sense. One time you use natty 20 on it.
Let me go back to the tone here. I'm saying it again. Yep, you're right. Okay. The rabbit prince has gifted you with a +2 striking corset knife.
Nice.
The rabbit prince is now forever on the lookout for your tricks, Giz, and you can never attempt this activity again.
I love this because this is a good weapon for you. Because like bar fights, I can see you being like dirty.
Well, more importantly, that's literally one check to earn your group 500 gold because you could just stealth.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really good. It's just a stealth check, but in this case, Giz can no longer make that action, but everyone else still could as long as your stealth is up there.
Stealthy.
Yeah, stealthy.
Yeah, as long as you're stealthy. But there you go.
I'm gonna go do it with my stealth of +1.
You got it.
I'm a master of stealth. I got 26. Giz, what is yours?
What, my stealth? It is 23.
Dude, yeah, I got 3 higher than you.
And there you go.
Oh, there you go. Okay,
you can
nice.
spend some downtime out there also looking for the rabbit prince.
I think I will. What was your roll? Let me see.
It was hidden. We don't know.
28 with a pass.
Okay.
35 was not.
I would like to go to the carnival.
Yeah, the carnival is a perception check, I believe, right?
Yep.
It is. So you'll spend once per week, essentially. But once you have a success or higher, you can't do it again until you face a monster. The last one was a giant fly trap. In this case, you can go watch and play. Would it say fairground, festival, celebrations, simulacra, who inhabit, never leave, and tend to subtly draw appearances of themes of potential foes that you may face? It is a perception check. So if you want to do that, go ahead and give me that perception check. And make it secret. We don't want other people to know if I tell you succeed or could succeed.
Oh,
so
it didn't give me the pop-up for perception.
Yeah.
That was weird.
I did it. They saw the members anyway. Do you want to keep that roll?
I do.
Because you roll pretty well. You will observe some of the carnival performers that gain subtle clues as to the nature of a foe you will soon face. I will choose a generic monster that your group may soon face, selecting from standard monsters that might be encountered in your current adventure that you're playing. When your group faces it, as long as it's not disguised, I'll let you automatically recognize them. At that point, I'll inform you. It's as if you got a success on a recall knowledge for free. It's going to be common? Well, what the fuck?
We're facing all uncommon and rares.
I mean, honestly,
That doesn't surprise me.
that's what I'm looking at right now to see if that's the
We're
case.
going into the book end, so...
So yeah, that's uncommon. That's uncommon. That's common. Hey, that'd be kind of fun. What is this? That's rare. All right, that ain't gonna do it. Hey, that's common. Okay, I got one. I got a pretty cool. So there's one. This guy is... Okay, that's not it. So I got one. I gotta do it randomly from all the ones that you will face. 2. There's 2. That's uncommon. What is this guy? What is this guy? 3. Hey, there's a few common here. You should be okay. Should be okay. What is this? That's rare. Okay, so that ain't it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like. Okay. Roll me a d4, if you would be so kind. If you would be so kind. Number 2? What's the second?
2.
Aha, that's the one I wanted you to get. Yeah.
You just hit my trap card.
You just hit my trap card. I'm going to put it up here in the text box on the GM layer so you guys can't see it.
Oh my gosh, by the way, I'm sorry, not to distract, but that makes me think I can't wait to see that one spell. The You've Been.
Oh.
Love
Really
that.
good.
Well, it means if I give it to you, you gotta use it.
Yeah.
So you're getting rid of combat climber, Sava, right?
No. We changed up some stuff. I'm thinking I'm going to teach my pet a bunch of stuff that I need.
Instead of doing the swamp.
Yes.
Okay. You know, it's a nature check for each one, right? You want to do them one at a time just in case you fail?
Yeah, because if I do it all at once and I fail, then I fail all of them at once, right?
Well, no, each one's a week. Like, you'll do one, you either pass or concede. If you fail it, you try another week. Whatever the case is, you do them one at a time.
Okay, yeah.
And there's 4 weeks here, so we'll start with step, right?
Yep.
And by the way, what you can do in this is I can actually go into here for your actions because we know the basic ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll actually be able to drag and drop actions on your pet sheet based on what you learn. So let's start with this. These are open. Oh, no, it's a downtime activity, so make sure you know you cannot re-roll this.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
I just realized that I hate that I made him waste a hero point. Technically, Giz shouldn't have been able to roll a hero point on that last check. But I'm going to give it to him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So make your
It'd be
nature
rude
check.
not to. Mm-hmm. Nature check coming up.
I got to look at something.
Let's get this.
What happens if you try to train an animal and you critically fail to train animal?
I don't think anything happens.
Yeah, it's just failure. They don't learn the trick. Cool. That's a good thing. So you waste that first week. They don't
Okay.
learn.
Second week.
Since it's your animal.
Wow.
You waste the second week, and that is a failure.
How hard is it to train this animal?
It's not hard. I'm just based on the basic DC. You got it.
Okay, that's one. Doing the last one.
So hold on. Step. So now, why didn't you open up? What happened here? Why didn't it work? Step. Actions. There we go. Thank goodness somebody else by mistake. I didn't. Okay, cool. I just didn't drag it far enough. And then your last one there is also a failure.
Roll so low.
You did. You rolled very low. Hey, for 4 weeks you taught him step at least.
Shoot, come on. You have to learn these moves faster.
Never mind. I'm good.
Did you already share your spells with Fjornir?
No.
Fjolnir put his in.
You should do the same thing. You could probably take screenshots or something of it. Windows Shift S and make screen clips and post it as well.
Oh, he has pass wall. That's fun.
Pass wall's good. Very good.
Also, Fjolnir's going to go ahead and at some point in the downtime cast contingency rewinding step. If that's possible. I think it is.
Rewinding step.
Yes. I think. Is
Is that one that you know, or is that one you want to go try to find?
That is one Fjolnir knows.
Ooh.
Let me make sure I...
Yeah, that's going to be something between you two. I think that everyone's done. Yeah, you did your thing. Giz, you did 1, 2, 3. You technically have a week left over. And it's easy for you to get back to the Harrowheart. If you don't remember, you can essentially, from the forest, just zippity doo dah out for a minute, go back to Absalom, and then do another minute and teleport back to Harrowheart. Okay. So you get back there quickly in the event there's something else you want to do over a week. Or just relax. You don't have to do anything. This just gives you a chance to.
Do a little shopping, but other than that.
Okay. And that's something else. You guys got to decide on what you're going to sell. Like, I don't think anyone's going to use that Cloud Dragon hide. You're still holding on to that Mithril glaive. It was like one of the first things you found.
It's silver. It counts as silver. It's hard to give up.
Okay. I'll be right back.
I need a chunk of silver.
Sava or Fjolnir, do either of you want the +2 striking Mithril long spear?
Mythical long spear. Yeah, sure. Why not? That's two-handed weapon and it's reach.
Yeah, that's probably better for you. Because if it's two-handed, Fjolnir wants his shield.
And because it's mithril, it counts as silver as well.
Oh, perfect. Let me see. Put on my sheet.
And
I need a chunk of silver.
We also have +1 resilient cloud dragonhide armor. I don't know what armor you two have.
I think I have...
It's heavy armor, so you might not even be able to wear it, Sava.
Oh yeah, can't wear it. Only medium.
Fjolnir has +1 resilient full plate. I don't know how that compares.
I think it's the same. +6 AC bonus, 0 dex cap.
It's +7 AC bonus.
Yeah. But the base armor is actually maybe not.
All right, got the spear.
All right, I put mine in the chat.
Thank you.
Can I tell you which ones I think are cool?
I think one
that I never played
good would be True Target.
Well, I'm already using that one.
I think, honestly, with our party, like, spamming True Target seems pretty good. I don't know.
It's all you if you want to do it for flavor-wise. That one's so perfect for me. Because it's like you're seeing the future and you're seeing the best way. And, like, that's my character. He's playing as a harrower. He's all about, like, kind of trying to look into the future in his attacks and stuff.
Fjolnir has some chronomancy as well. So I think both of the 7th level spells work, but those are the most expensive ones. I think and since Fjolnir's not spending his money, I don't want to be like, yeah, let me just take the 7th. One spell I think would definitely be useful for Fjolnir. Maybe like fly.
Fly and freedom of movement are both good.
Fjolnir does have freedom of movement.
Okay.
Do you happen to have augury?
No.
I do. Giz does.
I don't know if you can teach it to him.
I think you have to be...
Yeah, it'd have to be in a spell book.
I have first and second level spells, if that makes any difference. Does it?
Oh yeah, my first and second level spells are posted above the picture you posted.
Oh, okay, I have a bunch more than of those. First level, I can just tell you, I got Rave Enfeeblement, Magic Missile, Kinetic Ram, Floating Disc, Air Bubble, Featherfall, and then True Strike. Then second level, and I use True Strike a lot, by the way.
I've got True Strike as well, yeah.
Okay. Second level, I have Dark Vision, See Invisibility, Telekinetic Maneuver, Dispel Magic, Heat Metal, Fighter Climb, and Water Breathing.
Some of those could definitely be good, I think. You might want to take. Do you have mirror image? Did you say?
I don't think it was in there, but it sounds familiar.
I would definitely, for second level spells, mirror image is great.
No, it doesn't look like I have it.
His spells are also
Fjolnir does. So if you want mirror image, that's definitely one that.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah. Fjolnir has that one. I think that's probably of the second level spells. Mirror image, blur, enlarge, and resist energy.
It sounds kind of cool.
It's basically it makes it so you have 3 copies, and the enemy, whenever they attack you, they have to roll a dice, and if they get, I think it's anything 5 or higher, they miss, and then they roll against one of your copies instead of you. If they hit your copy, that disappears.
So I feel like I could flavor that to be a twisted thing. Like it's there is an item that does. Actually, it's an old item. It has been around for a while, but it added dodge percentage. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think I do. I haven't played League in so long.
But point is,
Yeah.
I'll find some way to flavor it. I kind of like it for Twisted. The idea of like he ends multiplying himself.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like how he picks 4 cards. Trevor, you might know. What was the old League spell, or not League spell, League item that it increased your dodge percentage? It hasn't been around it has been around for a long time. Because they got rid of
no idea
that whole mechanic.
I had no idea. I don't remember it was a thing. I mean, I've been supporting.
I don't know either.
So.
I don't know either.
It was an old. It was because I can't remember what it was. There was a character that broke it because of how I want to say it's Jax. I'm pretty sure it's Jax. Because isn't his whole thing that he wouldn't be touchable? But the way dodge used to work, it was that he made his dodge percentage. There's something that made it so that I want to say it was Jax. It might have been a different character though. That they didn't got that item, and it just made it was game over. Like, no one could touch them, basically. And they would just dance around stunning everyone, so I'm pretty sure it was Jax, like I said. But anyways, I still feel like I could flavor mirror image to make sense with him. It sounds kind of cool, so I might consider it.
What did you guys decide to sell?
I took the spear.
Yeah, so I was thinking the spear. What is the base armor of that dragon hide?
Base armor? It's full plate, I think.
So does Fjolnir want full plate dragon armor?
I think he's already got full plate.
Yeah, they're currently the same.
Sort of. He would give up the ability because it's I guess not. He would have to move. He could move his glamour rune over to it.
The glamour rune.
But all he's gaining is all he'll gain from it is the armor will have resistance to lightning damage from dragons. Like that's it.
Just from dragons, or is it all?
I think it's just from. I could look real quick.
I thought dragon hide gave you bonus to anything of that type.
Please just let me see armor. The armor is immune to 1 type of damage. Wearing the armor made from dragon hide grants you a bonus to your armor class's saves against attacks and spells from the dragon type.
So if you
get a circumstance bonus to armor classes saving throws against cloud dragons.
And fire effects for if it was a red dragon. I don't know what a cloud dragon. Yeah.
Cloud is lightning.
Yeah, so he'd have a +1 circumstance bonus to things with the electricity trait.
Oh yeah, I thought it says damage type from dragons.
No.
I mean, it would be a pseudo step up, but outside of that, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And
it's cool.
The only one who can wear it, and
he is.
Yeah.
And it's dragon armor.
Well, Fjolnir's not the type to be like he would accept.
Yeah.
But he's not too big on fancy schmancy stuff. So actually, the fact that it's dragon stuff makes him hesitate a little bit. Oh, I don't know if this is quite my style, but I'll just move my glamour on over, and that would be a lovely thing. Thank you so much. I guess they could switch we'll put the +2 rune on, or the
dragon blade
+2 as well.
Yep.
And then the armor
fortification.
We can sell my
badass beast armor. Do you want to call it anything, by the way? Anything like flavor wise? Like, he named my hat Rabadon's Death Cap, and then my weapon that I use basically is Lichbane.
Oh, I like Lichbane a lot.
Oh yes, especially on Twisted Fate. It's especially good.
Do you have your rapid fire cannon yet?
No, I don't. That would be good. That would be really good. His increases AoE. Not AoE, his range.
Range, yeah.
Yeah. Range of attack? Yeah. There used to be as an ROA that I'm thinking, there used to be like an acronym for like range for you. Range.
Do you want to sell your old armor?
Might as well, right? Not gonna need it.
Yeah.
The new stuff.
Once it's got the glamour off of it.
Are we selling the Gloom Blade too?
Yeah, Giz just said we can sell it.
Okay. I don't think we're gonna use it the way it's intended. It's a cool concept. It's really cool, but I was just reading it. There's got to be some cape in League that I can name my cape after. The Cape of the Mountebank. What cape is there?
Can I buy a striking +1 dagger?
And why you want to load up with so many different weapons?
I can't use a two-handed greatsword inside of a monster's mouth.
Gunfire cape.
Or
Very true,
towel.
but the dagger, I know you can attack it still, but unless it's like your main weapon, you're not going to do enough rupture damage at this levels for it to even matter. Your best bet is to use your chance to hit just to escape.
Even if I have hunt prey and the precision damage.
Wouldn't matter.
Okay, so can I get +1 hand wraps then? To escape?
You know, escaping can be your chance to hit, right?
Yeah, but I don't think I can hit with my greatsword in the beast's mouth, right? Or no?
No, but
yeah, so...
What I'm trying to say is, don't you have an item giving you athletics bonus?
No. I will double check. Eyes of the Eagle, Grim Glass, Sandglass, Snake Bite, and Ring of Energy Resistance Acid. Nope, I do not.
Oh, damn. You even have assurance for athletics. That's pretty good.
You have assurance.
Should we get him something?
I mean, you can get him hand wraps. You can give him the 100 gold hand wraps. He gets the +1, or you can get him something like the Belt of Athleticism, which works for all athletics checks.
How much
and
is...
Your chance to hit with your unarmored attack and your chance right now for athletics is the same. They're both 24.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I need a +1 in something to make a difference. So hand wraps is much cheaper. And it gives me a +1, so...
Sort of, by that logic, we should get everyone +1 hand wraps.
It's cheap.
Yeah.
It's like 35.
What is your armor currently? Oh, did you get rid of ready, or did you keep ready?
For what? Shushu?
No, your armor.
Your armor rune.
Oh yeah, I got rid of that.
What did you get instead?
What was it? Invisibility?
I gotta pull up her.
I know it costs less than ready, so it was like invisibility 5th level?
It would.
Not 5th level.
It wasn't about the cost. The ready rune was actually a higher level rune for you. It wasn't something you bought. You would want to replace it with another permanent item. You didn't think about this at all, did you?
What new? Probably not.
Trying to swap ready for invisibility won't do you any good because it's only second level visibility.
Well, yeah, that's what I just need. I'm like, I don't need third level. I mean, fourth level.
Fourth level would be more useful for how you play your character. That way things are flat-footed to you.
So can I get that, or?
No, there's not an armor rune for it.
Okay.
Not for greater visibility. But like I said, ready allows you to essentially, in the event that you ever get attacked and you don't have your armor on, you can quite literally put your armor on in one round. Right now, you go into combat without your armor.
You do not want to go into combat without armor.
Yes, I know, but that's if I'm not ready, like, sleeping, I'm just... Somebody ambush us, and then, we all have to get dressed, but we can't.
It could happen.
Yeah, it could happen. But I think I have more use out of the invisibility than that.
How more use out of it? You wouldn't use it in combat.
Invisibility?
You'd have to interact with it, which means you need a free hand to interact with the armor. And then you regrip your weapon and then move. I mean, it doesn't really do you any good immediately.
Oh, okay. I didn't know I had to have a free hand to activate it. I thought it was like...
Oh, yeah. Any magical item that requires interact actions is hand-free.
Gotcha. Okay. Not aware. That's why I wanted a bastard sword, but you know what? Somebody had to give me a great sword, so...
Bastard sword doesn't help you. Now I'm invisible, but now I'm doing less damage, guys.
I can put my hand on the other handle, and boom, it's same damage.
But you can just spend the action that you're regripping the handle for the bastard sword just to grab the great sword.
And it's like one round of just like 1d4 damage, and that's just it. I'm still doing precision and everything else.
Sort of. It assumes that you also have done the fray already.
Which I probably
did. That might be your first round. Your first round would be grab the armor, grab the weapon, hunt prey, and you're doing nothing for a round. Versus hunt prey, move up and swing at least once and get damage in.
Mm-hmm. But I don't have weak. Why do I mean? I'll trade it out, but I don't have weak. I don't have a downtime to get it replaced. So just have to wait for that.
I always get it going into the future too. We got to figure out. You guys spending the money to get Fjornir his whatchamacallit? Or sell
+2. Blade. Yes.
Let me get rid of the glam blade here. It's $350.
We're getting him the +2. Move his glamour over and apply the fortification.
Okay. Good news about the fortification is
it's free.
It's free from the runestone unless you're hiring somebody to do it. But I think does anyone here have magical crafting? Probably not. Right?
Nope. Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Pretty sure I don't. Nope.
Let me do this real quick. Ooh, okay. And it was 900, I said? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
900
to upgrade.
So I'm going to go into Fjordir here. Upgrade. Armor 2. Second rune. Fortification. +2 resilient. There we go. So that's done. That's gone.
Thank you.
It takes a day to transfer runes to another weapon, right?
Between items, yeah. And it costs because you guys can't do it yourself.
Gotcha. Costs, I guess, the same amount
10%.
or less amount?
No.
10% of the value.
Oh, 10%. That's okay. That's not bad.
What are you trying to transfer?
I was going to transfer the great sword into a bastard sword.
So it's not about the versatility of a second hand, it's the damage type. Your party is full of slashing damage. This would give you the ability to also be piercing. That's what the great sword's about. It's not about the two-handed D12. It's a D12 that can do 2 different damage types. You're going to go to a bastard sword, you're only ever dealing slashing.
Hey, can I ask something?
Yeah.
I want to
By the
get...
way, I'm sorry, go ahead, Heather.
No, go ahead.
You delayed there for a second. I'm like, oh, he probably was waiting to see what you wanted to ask.
If someone else has something, they can go. I had a question.
Ask your question.
I want to get... I don't know if there is this kind of item. I'm hoping that there's hopefully a ring Doesn't have to be a ring. I'm just saying it'd be nice if it was a ring. But I want it to be where it can grant invulnerability for like a brief period of time.
No, the closest thing to invulnerability are the higher level spells.
Okay, anything that can stimulate that in a way, like gives me not mage armor. I guess something like that, like
the closest thing is the closest thing is the feat contingency. That's the closest thing.
What does it do?
You essentially set up a reaction to cast a spell of like 5th level or lower. You choose a reaction, and it could literally be something like when I get attacked, or if I'm critically hit, or if I fall on my face, something like that. You can have the spell be cast from it.
Okay, there's that. But what about is there just like a ring that like it gives it to her like as a reaction? You can like increase your AC a bunch, stuff like that. Like I'm sure there's those kind of things, right?
Well, there's like bracers of missile deflection that give you an AC when a missile, like a ranged attack, is coming at you.
It could be something. Anything else you can suggest that could be cool? Basically, I want to upgrade my ring. It's a ventriloquist thing right now. I'm like, okay, I'd like to upgrade it. Is there anything that you could think of for my character that could be cool? Like that's.
Well, you can wear any number of rings.
I know, but I'm
thingies. Or 8 thingies.
Well, I could keep my I don't know. Maybe it's not worth that much to sell. But my point is, I want.
The ventriloquist ring gives you a +2 to deception checks.
Oh, true. That is good to keep then. Okay, I thought that it was like a 1 ring slot, maybe. Okay. I still want another ring, dang it. I want a powerful spellcaster ring type thing.
One of the nice ones is the Ring of Manacle Devices that it essentially gives you a once per day like fireball warding trap, and also has thieves tools built inside of it. But I think it's uncommon. Let me check.
You can go try to find it in Absalom.
Let's see. It is not uncommon. Ring of Manacle Devices. It has a set of thieves tools built into the ring that grow in size, or you can put it back in. Bonus to thievery checks. Also, once per day, it casts Glyph of Warding containing Fireball. Glyph of Warding literally puts a trap down, kind of like Brand's thing he does, E or whatever. When he puts the Ring of Fire, then it explodes. It's not delayed. It's just when someone enters it. And then the greater version, which you're not going to afford right now, is 21,000. Is a +3 with an 8th level fire. Oh, Prismatic Spray. I mean, that's a spell.
I want to use that. That would be freaking hilarious to use.
Now, someone walks into an area and a big flash of prismatic light hits everybody in the face.
That has a chance to send them to another plane.
Yep.
Nice.
I feel like that's also kind of fitting for Twisted. Just saying. The whole,
how expensive is that one?
The big one's 21,000.
Yeah, we don't have that money.
But the 4th level fireball is only 1,100. But the group also can't afford it right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't mention what the save DC is. It says you create a 4th level glyph of warding. You can only have 1 glyph. Even if you have multiple rings of spell ends if you lose a vesture, but it doesn't mention what the DC is. Most items technically contain the DC.
Is there any other kind of defensive type ring? Like defensive base?
They're not really defensive per se. Yeah, I mean, outside of a ring of like energy resistance that reduces damage from a particular set of energy, they made it specifically where one item isn't the catch-all and like really good and things like that. Because then everyone would get it and it no longer becomes special.
Yeah, that's true. I can see that.
There is Ring of Energy Resistance. There's Ring of the Ram, which is a lot of fucking fun.
What is that one?
You essentially conjure a couple of different effects. Yeah, like a battery ram. Like,
are you saying he call Ornn?
Yeah.
It's Ornn.
Yeah.
Except, it's essentially Ornn, but what happens is it's 1 to 3 actions, and the more actions you put into it, the stronger it is.
But most things would also save on the lower version.
Yeah.
How much is that one?
The higher version is 2,700.
What's our budget right now? Like, how much do we have?
Not much. Not if you're going to get if you're giving Sava.
Gold.
If you're giving Sava the hand wraps, it's going to be 800. I haven't reduced it down yet.
And I don't think we.
Oh, so I do get the hand wraps, right? Or no?
Else.
What about the elephant thing? The elephants, I mean, it's cool, but like, how often do y'all think we'll use it?
We get to ride an elephant around. Who doesn't want to do that?
It is cool. It is 4 times a month. I'm not saying. I was just wondering because it looks like it's worth a lot.
Well, yeah, it's a 13th level item. Remember, we only get half value though.
Yeah. So we get 1,400 from it, 1,300.
1,350.
1,350. So that's something. I'm just saying. That's enough to get us something cool. I kind of like the idea of calling Horn into battle. I'm just saying, I might have to save up for that. I just wanted an upgrade. My ventriloquism ring, I'm like, alright, for Twisted, I don't know if that...
So this is what it does, just to let you know. Ring of the Ram, it does 3d6 force damage per action spent with a DC of 32 fortitude. So if you activate it using 3 actions, you can disperse the force into multiple magical rams, targeting all creatures in a 30-foot cone, or one target within 60 feet. So you can hit one target within 60 feet for 96 damage with 3 actions, or multiple creatures for 96 damage within 30 feet.
Okay.
DC 32 Fortitude, you would need a 12 to succeed yourself against it.
Oh, interesting.
It's a 13th level item, so this is its pinnacle. So, but going forward, it's going to start scaling down.
And we don't have enough gold, even if we sold the elephant.
Nope. Not for that one.
Not for that one.
I'm going to Google this. 2E, what is the save DC for Ring of Devices?
Yeah, Glyph of Warding says its DC is just your spellcasting DC, which makes sense.
Oh, hey. There you go. It's 1,100 for that.
Okay, here we go. I got one. I bet you that there's a cheapo version of this, and this is my final attempt or final request. Anything that might give me a little bit of hit points, possibly, like a tiny.
There's
bit
a
of
belt that does. It gives you 4 temporary hit points. And it's cheap.
For temporary.
It's just 4. Yeah, there's no better ones. The better one that gives you more health is an Apex item that's worth several thousand gold.
Well, yeah, I figure if it's a lot, then yeah. But I was thinking that there might be a ring that gives you like 8 HP or something like that. I don't know.
What this does, you put it on and it increases your maximum and current hit points by 4.
Okay, so it does increase your maximum too.
Yeah.
How much is it?
It is 85 gold.
What do y'all think? Is that worth it for me?
Yeah. It's 85. It's not a lot.
Cool. I'll get it.
Technically, you could afford it yourself too, Twisted. If you just wanted to buy one yourself.
How much gold do I have personally?
You have 137.
Maybe
Spend that money.
I do have something I need to buy, guys.
Yeah, I'll get it. I'll get it.
All right, what you buying?
I need. Well, I guess to have on needle darts. Like, could that metal be like a piece of jewelry or something?
I think the GM's looking for the answer.
I mean, it's got to be a piece of metal. I mean, it's just something. It's got to be metal in your possession.
So could it be like pieces of jewelry I wear, and then like they turn back into jewelry after?
It's more like, because it doesn't mention that the item breaks apart. It's just part of its metal that flies out of the item and then back into it. It's kind of like your whole form is still there, but like liquid metal guy from Terminator in a way. It's kind of shooting out of you and then coming back.
Okay. Well, can I get a silver necklace, an adamantine bracelet, and a cold iron bracelet?
You ain't buying an adamantine nothing. And cold iron is actually kind of expensive too. I think also silver.
thought cold iron was like
Your-
$50 or
Your best
something.
bet is to get like a silver like holy symbol because the silver is pretty common in a way. Cold iron, you won't really see jewelry made out of it because how malleable it is. It's mostly weapons. Much as an object. Yes,
Could I find something that was cold iron?
I mean, you could buy a cold iron item, but it's got to be like in possession doesn't mean it's got to be in your bag. It's got to be like held or worn by you, not sheathed or anything like that. So it's got to be if it's like a weapon, like a cold iron dagger, it's got to be in your hand. Because they don't make cold iron necklaces. They do make silver necklaces. 2E silver religious symbol.
I would love it, by the way, if there's going to be some point.
2 gold for a silver necklace.
Yay, I'll take that.
Nice.
Nice.
That's a huge bargain. I'm going to love it,
I'm
by
not
the way,
going
if
lame.
there's some point where, like, I get brought down to, like, 3 hit points or something, and it turns out that anything that, like, saves a day.
Love it when that happens.
Just a chunk of cold iron is 10 gold as well.
Yeah, he's got one part on it.
Yeah.
I couldn't put it up my sleeve and pull it out.
Yeah, but you can pull it out. It'd be 1 action to grab it out and 2 actions to cast the needle darts, which means you're not getting them flat-footed.
Yeah,
Plus,
but
you have
once
to
I
know that
already...
they're weak to it, which would mean that unless someone does a recall knowledge, you're not even going to know that they have a weakness to it.
So, but once I have it out, I can just keep using it, right?
You could, yeah.
Okay. Well, I will buy a chunk of cold iron, too.
Not a bad plan, to be honest.
Well, he has a spell that lets him shoot needles from the metal.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that's pretty interesting. So I was like, yeah, I'm getting a bunch of different types of metals for like different types of creatures. It's pretty smart. You're the first to do that, or I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's a new spell, so
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it came out with Range of Elements.
Love
How
seeing
much is a
nuclear
chunk
things.
of adamantine?
He did a lot.
Is it 1,000 or are we talking about 100?
By the way, enemies don't have weakness to adamantine. Adamantine usually gets through resistances, and you're not attacking objects with that spell. That's all it really does. Adamantine's also an uncommon precious metal. Just a chunk of it's 500 gold.
Yee.
Okay. Well, I guess the silver and the cold iron.
You could sell that knife to get that aluminium. If you really
I'll
want
still
it.
sell the knife, but not to get the adamantine.
Yeah.
What
Just
knife?
to sell the
He
knife.
doesn't need it. Plus, if he's going to use adamantine, he's going to essentially use it all the time because the odds of you finding an enemy who even has a weakness to it is going to be minimal because it's not a big thing that pops up. And the few times when an enemy has like resist physical, except for adamantine, is also very small in concept. It's going to be a lot of like extra effort to go, which one of these special cards in my Yu-Gi-Oh deck do I need to pull out, kind of thing. And he's going to be spending more actions running around and just attacking than flipping through his repertoire.
Better just to live up with product greed.
I mean, we're going to be battling, different types of situation monsters, so who knows? You might get lucky, you might not.
That's the point. You can't prep in this campaign because you guys fight so many different things. There's no way to be prepared for everything. There's just too many things to be prepared for. Trying to prepare for the future is going to make you weaker overall. Because again, think about your action economy drawing these items out. You got the cold iron in your hand, but the enemy's actually got resistance. Now you got to spend the action to put it back because you don't just drop the cold iron chunk and risk it gets lost when you get teleported out randomly. So you got to put it back. Now draw the adamantine. Now you can't cast a spell this turn. Your DPS now drops. Not to mention, I think the piercing needle is lower damage than usual cantrips when you could be doing telekinetic projectile for more. Things like that too.
Well, I mean, it depends if he knows the answer already. He wouldn't pull something out and then figure out, oh, I don't need to pull this out. He would figure it out first, then pull it out.
Very true.
Well,
Not too
he
many
could be
people
given
are
wrong-
doing. He could
wrong
be given
info.
wrong information too. Yeah, that's the thing about recall.
Well, that's screw. I mean, in all honesty, that screws up everybody. You know, that's just.
It does. The only person who really does recall is your Oracle, who has
Yep.
he only does it occasionally in like tough situations, so not on every encounter. No one else.
And
really
it's not
does
good.
recalls.
It is not
Yeah,
good if
it's not
it's
good.
religion, not religion.
The other thing is
Giz
I
is
do
going to
get-
start doing more recalls because his next feat is going to give him better sneak attack damage
I do also
for
get
doing recalls.
weaknesses with this, but I don't always use it.
okay. As a forewarning for your recall, you have no training in nature, so if you fight beasts and animals, you're not recalling anything about them. If it's humanoid, you got it into that, because that's what society is used for. If it's undead, demons, daemons, or devils, you're not going to get it. Your 17's too low at this point for it to matter for the stuff you're fighting. Arcana's kind of low, as well as your crafting, but it's higher, so you might succeed, but you have to roll pretty high. Occultism's also in the bag. If it's an aberration of some sort, you're pretty good there. So you're not recalling everything.
Well, I think I'm going to
Recall
up my
something.
religion some. Just one.
Okay.
Pilner can also recall some knowledge. It's pretty alright at Arcana, Occultism, Religion, Society, Survival.
I'm
Does
only
anyone
good for
good at
survival.
nature?
I am. I'm master at
Are
nature.
you, are we getting the hand wraps for Sava or no for right now? Before I do it.
Get her the hand wraps.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's go to weapons.
By the way, I already added it, so
Yeah, but you probably grabbed the wrong one. You did.
I did. Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hand wraps of mighty. Is it mighty blows or no?
Oh, this is interesting.
It says 35. Blah 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 blah.
Is it in the compendium book? Oh, interesting. Okay, so they don't have them listed as separate ones. Okay. Because they're named differently.
Mhm.
+1 striking hand wraps versus just hand wraps.
Gotcha. Okay. So I got the correct one.
You got the ones that they have.
Cool. I mean, I already got a piercing spear. Do I really need?
I
this
love
so
that
bad?
you saw your healer get swallowed whole, and instead of going, man, we need to get him something to help him escape, you go, I'm going to prevent me from being swallowed whole.
I assumed, how was this? Out of character, I assume he had a dagger. Because he's always telling me to have a dagger.
That would not have helped me in the slightest.
You know, yeah, he's also got nowhere near the training you do with a dagger. What do you think they're going to do?
Correct.
It's just, him having hand wraps would benefit him likely a little bit more than you with hand wraps.
And
But
I do
was
always
like-
have a dagger.
That is your mentality. Because, oh shit, we about lost our caster. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy me a Fulu. Guys, buy me a Fulu right now. I don't want that shit to happen to me.
I did
Speaking of
mention it. I was going to buy an escape Fulu for myself.
Did you buy one?
No, not yet. It's 70 gold.
Yeah. Did you want one?
Yes, please.
Can't afford it.
It's
Too much.
I mean, you act like I'm buying him something. I mean, this is his party loot, to be honest. I just joined his team.
No. What I'm saying is, generally when a team is working together and they see bad shit happening to a specific person, they buff that person up. You went, fuck him. Hey, he'll be fine. Me, I'm scared shitless. Give me them hand wraps. And it didn't even happen to you. It's like someone else falls into a pit, you start buying like flying shoes. I ain't falling in no pit. ain't gonna happen to me. Oh.
Hey, I don't want it to happen to me. That's all I gotta say. You know, I saw it. I'm like, nope, I ain't doing that. I'm gonna prepare for that. But you know what? He can get hand wraps. I ain't afraid. I mean, we got the money for it. Oh, okay, perfect.
Only works for a minute, but
it's gonna work.
I'm at least trained in acrobatics.
That's done.
Actually, my unarmed strike is better now because I went up to expert.
Hey guys, so anything else we need to get done here? Any other contingencies you want to try to prepare for? Watch this, like not a single swallow hole happens for the rest of the campaign. It's like, well, at least I got the gloves.
A grab is going to happen at some point.
Yes, so. Thank you, yeah.
Grab doesn't affect him, though. If he gets grabbed, he just beats him in the face with his two-handed sword.
I know. My escape flu will matter if I get grabbed, though.
Very true.
I mean, it depends on when I'm getting grabbed by a noose. Who knows? Something crazy. That gets me out of line sign.
Are we saying that I'm able to learn mirror image from him? Should I? What do y'all think? Do I have to spend money for that?
It's the lower level spells are not like the second level spell. Learning it from me will cost 6 gold. You'll have to succeed in 8. Well, it's the DM's choice, but it says here a typical DC is an 18 Arcana check to get it. But the price wise for the mirror image, it would only be 6. If you remember chromatic image, it would be like 140. And
you only have
would be much higher.
4 spell slots. Remember that though, Twisted.
Well, no, it wouldn't. Yeah. So it wouldn't be. Now that being said, I have 4, but I have.
It would be a studious unless it was already listed as a studious.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would have to go in one of your 4 slots.
Okay, I was gonna say because I get 4th level spells too, and then a 1st level spell. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, so you would have to equip mirror image into your 6th or 7th level spell slot to cast it.
Yeah, hell no. Then that's not worth it.
If it was mage armor or something like ranked up at 6th, it'd be cool, but
Yomir would love to borrow 6 gold from someone to learn fly.
Borrow from the party.
Yep.
Yes.
Sure. I'll teach you fly.
And shall we go to the visionary for both the reading and the learning of the spell, which would be better than the visionary, actually. That's what the visionary does, right?
It would be
the vision.
The vision, that's what it's called, excuse me. The epitome for the vision. If you're trying to learn a spell, you gain a bonus equal to the workshop's item bonus.
Oh yeah, you go into the vision. Yeah. What was the workshop's bonus? It's up here, suppressed work. Plus, crafting checks in the workshops +2. To attempt a borrow a spell, identify, identify, or learn a spell if you do apply the workshop. Oh, so it's a +2 circumstance. Hey!
+2 item.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So someone could even aid him.
Nice.
Yeah, his feat too matters. He's got a feat for learning spells.
Mm-hmm.
I always forget what the difference is between this one and the other one. Depends if he's master or not, but I can't remember if he's master. He's master. So it says, if you're master, it's 5 minutes per spell level, so it's going to be 20 minutes. Yeah, that's it. 20 minutes.
Yep. Have to make an Arcana check.
Yep. And then I think learn a spell is it is exploration activity, so that's good. So you can re-roll it. Now you don't need to. You'll learn it a 4th level spell, DC 23. So you didn't with the bonus you critically succeeded, so you actually spend half the money. So instead of 36 gold, it's
18.
Oh, I can afford this myself.
Yep.
Savings.
You might decide, and I'll add a fly to you for you. While you do the money.
Boop. Thank you. Well, hold on. I have to actually teach it to him first. Y'all ready?
Nope.
You got this?
Take him up someplace high and kick him off.
No, I do go someplace relatively high. Doesn't have to be that high, though. That's the good news. You don't want to, like, do yourself.
Of flight magic with the air dip spell, but I never bothered to learn the individual version.
Well, that's what I'm about to teach you. You have to understand where I'm coming from here. So,
yes, of course.
the idea is, you get off something, right? And you jump off, and right as you're falling down, you want to distract yourself, and you want to forget that you're falling, and then just don't fall.
Oh, I see. So this is an expansion on the feather fall spell, naturally, I suppose.
Essentially, yes.
Mechanically the same. Oh,
exactly. And then from there, you're flying.
Oh, and with my new armor, I'm a fearsome dragon indeed.
Yeah. By the way, that was a Doug Adams Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference. I had to get that in. That's like this idea that they like had aliens that would like to teach people how to fly. They would like try to distract people, so they would like wear like silly outfits and stuff like that just to try to like distract people at the last second. So funny.
Is it the like Looney Tunes version of flying where like you run off the edge and you're floating until you look down?
Basically kind of, because it's kind of like a floating type thing. It's like where you just like, oh, you're not falling anymore. You're just kind of like suspended in the air. Yeah, you could say it's like that.
Yeah, because you're not thinking of it.
Yeah, it's so cool. Man, it's so funny because the, like, I guess quote-unquote magic system in this book, because they're like, kind of sort of sci-fi, but they're really like goofy parody books kind of, and not parody, it's complicated. But yeah, that one, there's also this other one that's really funny, is the Somebody Else's Problem field, where it's like, it's better than an invisibility field or a force field or something else like that. Because it's a field that goes around something that whenever someone sees it, they instantly think that whatever's being contained in it is someone else's problem. And then once that happens, their eyes instantly pass over it. Because it's like, oh, that's someone else's problem. I don't need to worry about that. I just love that. That's like the most powerful technology they have in the universe. It's a field that makes it look like it's someone else's problem.
Do we also want to buy some healing potions?
Definitely, yes. Can I buy... Well, yeah. Let's buy healing potions, and can I buy a healer's glove?
You know that's, you can't wear gloves and the hand wraps at the same time, right?
Can I not? They're both gloves, I'm guessing.
Yep.
They don't have a glove tray, does he? Let me see.
I think they do, yeah. That was one of the bigger problems for Macho in the past.
Would those healer's gloves be good for Kilmir, by chance?
Yeah, weren't gloves for hand wraps, so no.
Yes, and here's why.
Mm-hmm.
No magical effects can wake me up if I go unconscious, depending on my curse level, but items can.
Those gloves can wake you up.
Those gloves can wake me up. Potions can wake me up.
Okay.
Oh, the healer's gloves are magical healing.
No, but it specifically says items. Items work as normal.
Okay. So, okay.
Here, I'll pull up the text.
Well, they are gloves, but it doesn't say I can't wear them. Well, no, it says you...
The way usage works is if it lists something specific, you can only have one item worn in that slot at a time.
Okay, let me see.
Like worn cloak, worn bracelet. If you can't have multiple worn bracelets, the exception to that rule is rings.
Gotcha. No, yep, you're right. Worn gloves. Duly noted.
What are these gloves called again?
Healer's gloves. That's the exact text, Trevor. I would think that the healer's gloves would work. Because potions are also magical. but someone's heal spell wouldn't be able to wake me up.
Sounds about right.
Well, no, it still says magical can still heal you, just to 1 HP.
Oh, that's true. Only to
You're
1
affected
HP.
normally by healing elixirs, potions, and other items.
Yeah.
Healing elixirs, specifically, when it says healing potions, which is magical, and other items. So,
Yeah.
magical effects, that's so interesting because, well, hold on, did they get rid of the magical trait for healing potions?
I don't think so.
It's still there, so it's elixirs, healing potions, and other items. I wonder if they meant consumable items, because a magical effect is an effect from a magical... Yeah, because it says effect right here for healer's gloves. I would say that it's consumables affect you normally,
Okay.
regardless of their nature, but I think magical effects, if they have the trait magical with an effect listed after an activation, that it would bring you to 1. I mean, still bring you to 1 with the healer's gloves is pretty good.
But, I mean,
Yeah,
you don't need a trick magic item, a healer's gloves, to make it work.
No.
No, the only time you do that if it actually specifies activate, cast a spell, or something like that. That's when you have to. It is a free hand, so, I mean, it is one of those interact actions. It's not like lay on hands.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I wouldn't...
You'd have to drop something.
You'd have to drop something.
Which you'd have to
It
drop
might be
something
better.
to feed me a potion anyways.
That's true.
You would figure something like Alkenstar, they invented healer's boots. You just kick somebody with them.
It's 80 gold. Maybe, I guess, we'll see, like, maybe pick that up later with like a purchase, save the group money for now. I don't know if that's a good idea, but...
Well, the potions we can reasonably afford are 50 gold each.
Okay, so what, 1 for everybody? To be fair?
Yeah. Yeah.
How much is a potion heal?
Healing potion moderate heals 3d8 plus 10.
Okay, so that is better than these gloves.
Yes.
I was
But the
thinking-
gloves do it once per day, so it's like you never
Once
run
per
out of
day
them.
versus a single time.
I was just wondering how close they were. Okay.
My opinion, healer's gloves are a good investment.
Something else, if you guys are thinking about consumables and shit like that, because you may not even need them, you just be holding them forever, you could wait until the next part of the adventure starts to see where you may be going. Because, I mean, I'll give you an example. Let's say that you see an underwater arena,
Yeah.
you know, and you're like, I'm sure glad we bought all these potions. We can't drink underwater.
Yeah.
But, that would happen.
That's a good idea.
And then instead of be like, hey guys, instead let's get water breathing potions, or let's get like a decanter or whatever it's called, the wind tunnel one, where you can just like breathe into it
Bag of
perpetually.
air.
I forgot what it's called, but it's amazing. You just hold it to your mouth and it just air doesn't leak out of it unless you inhale or something. But you could always wait if you want to buy consumables. Mostly permanent items are going to be with you regardless, unless you're trying to be specific and go, let me get a ring of acid resistance, and then because you don't know anything acid's coming. And then you just kind of just waste.
Nope, that's a good idea. Wait till the portal's open.
Yeah.
And then go buy healing items. Because we have 700 gold, so we can buy decent consumables.
So Fjolnir got the only spell he was going to learn. If no one else is doing anything, Fjolnir might just try the carnival to see.
Your group can only get one monster at a time from the carnival.
The group can only get picked.
Yeah. Heralds would be cooler.
And I got a mystery one. I did it. So
you don't have the 13. You don't have the 1,300 gold for the empty throne.
Nope, not without
No one's
stuff.
crafting. We've already done the carnival. No one's cursed for the big sky. We don't really need to change the city around.
Nope. We don't need to go to the theater, I don't think.
That's like recall information, like if you wanted to know more about a monster you fought. And that matters for, like, for example, if Giz gets analyzed weakness, he could start reporting monsters he's identified. And if he ever faces them again, he doesn't have to worry about re-knowledging them. Mostly that one is for people like how I would be, where I used to record every enemy I've ever remembered and wrote what I remember about them. Because it sucks to be like 3 weeks down the line, find it again, go, I recall knowledge, and I've already recalled them, and waste time. You always remember some details about them. But that's mostly in situations where you're fighting like the same kind of enemies.
Yeah.
But some people have taken notes. You guys have the silent hag, but you don't have a scrying ball. I had something else, but I don't think you can afford one.
They're all uncommon, too.
Yep. And then there's the snake bite. I mean, you have access to Absalom, but it's in a situation where if you fail to check, they just don't have it, and you could wait to check back in a week, or you can order it. But Absalom's generally where you would order things like that from. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the theater. That's where Mariah is currently the leader.
Nope, we can't afford any of them.
And then
Clear Quartz is 3,800 gold.
Ooh. I guess we can just move on then, huh?
Yep.
Where are we at time? Ooh, good.
I was gonna say there's the last thing of just doing Mjolnir's card read. I don't know.
Yeah. If you want to. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, I'm gonna have to get off here, guys.
That's fine.
Okay, yeah.
No problem.
We knew about it.
I'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
See you next week.
Yep, see you, man. Bye.
Laters. Alrighty, do you have an idea of the question you might have in your mind? Well, Trevor, actually, Trevor, before we start, are you ready to be able to do the thing?
Set it up, yeah. So first, much like from before, Fjornir, what is it you want to gain from this reading?
I want to gain knowledge of academic fulfillment in this endeavor. What am I here to learn?
Ooh, I like it. We're covering all of our bases with this group. Alright, academic involvement or knowledge.
So that's going to be, I gotta reopen my thing here, journal, arrow, rulebook. So he wants to know, this isn't secrets or stories or fate. It's not home and planning. It's not battle or cruelty.
I would think it's almost secrets.
It's probably stories.
Or
so
stories,
it's intelligence regardless, but that is books. There's a lot of you guys who got books. Add participants. This is going to be F for you. Add. Begin reading. And let's go ahead and share the players. Boom. Before you get a chance to do anything, I have got to give you permission. I even named it Learning Too Much. There we go. So, if you're near, you get to pick one of these cards. You start it.
Pick one of the cards right here.
There we go.
Ooh.
Alrighty then. You don't have that card yet.
No.
This guy, he's not a friendly guy. He accepts nothing but truth. He's only about immutable reality or positions. He cannot be swayed from his stance in any way. To attempt to go against this unmovable force is to court disaster. So he is untractable. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm not as.
You be figure it out. See if I can answer it.
No. I was gonna say I'm not as portentous about this omen towards him gaining knowledge, like as I was with the unicorn, because this is his story overall, and this is making me think that your attempts to gain knowledge might run against the Inquisitor. It might run against someone who's maybe trying to keep knowledge away from you in some way.
It could be also that in his pursuit of knowledge, he doesn't believe in tomfoolery. Like, it's all about facts, which it plays into the nothing but truth.
Yeah.
His pursuit of knowledge is literally truth knowledge, not, hey, did you know if you pee at snow and you try to feed to somebody, you can't say it's lemons, you can't do something like that. Like, that's tomfoolery.
Yeah, I can see that.
So then the spread is what you do next.
We'll see what the rest of the cards hold.
Alright, so although
I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, and you never know. Sometimes an omen to one person seems negative, but to another person might seem positive. So it's all about the what the cards say to you. Alright, so first I'd like to start things off by looking into your past. Okay, ooh, we saw the big sky earlier in our adventures. Alright, so we have 2 partial matches. How are you feeling about your reading? Do you want to go more... Are you a bad news first or good news first type person? Do you like saving the positive for last?
Well, it'd be no surprise from the Inquisitor that I have no problem with the bad news. Let's hear it first.
Alright, sounds good. Okay, we'll go with that then. So, first we have the dance. And this card is very much about a framework of everything working together. Kind of like you hear the dance of the cosmos or a music of the spheres. It's about the entire worlds being held on a string, almost like a mobile. And they can collapse at any moment unless they go according to its rules. So this is about staying perfectly in step, about knowing your place in the universe overall and the greater picture. So you don't want to step out of pattern as well. So this is saying in your card in the negative way that maybe in trying to, maybe you overreached your position. The universe was telling you that you needed to be patient and then you would learn, but then instead you decided to go your own way, perhaps, and you tried to learn something and it maybe upset the balance of things, and that cost you something.
Oh, I actually may be able to shed a little light on this myself. For most of my life, I've actually been quite the opposite. I've been an assistant. I suppose you could say I assumed my place in the dance was one of modest pace. Rather than going too fast, maybe I've gone too slow.
Oh, that's a good point. There you go. That might be exactly what that card is pointing to. And again, it is a partial match. So that's the point, is that it might be that part of it is true, but the part of, which part of it you're going to have to help us divine. So then next we'll go to the unclear, part of your past, and that is the Wanderer. And you see him here with the rat, with this little, it's like an adventurer rat, because it's got his little sword there in its belt, as you can tell. And it's
he looks like a friend.
Oh, yes, I agree. It looks like a very friendly fellow. And overall, this is one that I think that you would enjoy, because the Wanderer is actually a collector. He holds a good view of that which others regard as junk. And you could actually translate this as well to some who seek knowledge. Again, they are able to see the value in knowledge, no matter how benign or banal that knowledge might appear to be. So this makes sense that you would feel a kinship to this card. And then lastly, saving the best for last, hopefully, we have the Big Sky. We actually saw this card recently, as I mentioned. And this is an epic moment as prisoners are freed from their chains. You can see him breaking the shackles. And this is about momentous and powerful change. Like, for instance, this could be compared to the great awakening of a people, perhaps, that were once restricted by a lack of knowledge about something, and then learning about something can help them understand things, and that gives them freedom to move about the world in a way they weren't able to before.
With this card, Fjolnir is not necessarily going. He's still going to kind of give his yes. But you can probably see behind his. You might be able to see behind his face, depending on your level of insight, a bit of internal conflict about this one. As Fjolnir, there is an event that happened recently in his life that some would consider freeing, but very, very darkly. Fjolnir, however, has considered it a thing of grief in his life.
I could do a perception check to see if I pick up on that.
Which one is it? The Big Sky?
Yeah, the Big Sky.
It's a partial damage, huh?
Yeah. I was gonna say that was part of the reason too. I wanted to see if I noticed his discomfort. Not discomfort, but you know what I mean.
Okay. That's a positive pass. Okay.
And do a roll for that?
You don't need to.
Okay. Alright, cool. So I noticed that, and I use that going forward. Twisted Fate will remember this.
Tall
Actually,
tales.
since you notice it, also make a note that it has to do also with the combination of the big sky and what was discussed in the dance.
How they play off of each other. I like it. Alright. Well, now that that's handled, and I think that you've given me a good perspective on which card spoke to you, I'm going to now move on to the present. And we have... Oh, there's that fool again. Oh, there's a couple that we saw before.
Oh.
Huh. This one is an opposite match, though, this time for the fool. And looks like no other matches for the others. Interesting. So I'm kind of leaning towards the bad news first once again. Would you agree?
Go for it.
Okay, so I would once again, we'll go to the locksmith. He's got an interesting, that almost looks like it's like Edward Scissorhands, but it's like Tommy Keyfingers.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That makes
creepy.
me uncomfortable.
Also, the staff in the background with the sun is interesting.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Goonies. You remember how the movie starts with the thing?
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird, because it's like, why would it have been aligned with this random attic? I don't know why, but of all the things to suspend my disbelief over in that movie, that to this day is always one of the weirdest things to me. Like, why? Why this random attic? Sorry. Anyways, yeah, so the locksmith, it's about, obviously, you needing to get the keys that you need to unlock your destiny. This can help get tools to find a clue or a hidden treasure, perhaps. It's not about insight, it's not like knowledge, it's about just, use the tools themselves, and you have to figure out how to use those tools. So this could be a MacGuffin of some kinds. This could be
the cards, perhaps.
Oh, actually, I didn't think about that. That's actually very fitting. Now, this is also the negative present, so this is a way that it would be bad for you. So it could be maybe that there's something that you think will help you unlock more knowledge, but right now actually won't. It'll lead to you wasting your time on things, or those locks, kind of not really working like you're thinking they need to.
Perhaps dwelling on the cards could be a option.
Perhaps, again, that could be how you're reading them. I will say this, since we're both of both a similar arcane minds, but at the same time,
yes.
We differ in some ways as well. I think you don't find as much value in the occult, if I'm not mistaken. Would I be correct?
I possess knowledge of the occult, but my training as a champion of my own day has me not practicing in it per se. More certain creatures I would not deal with.
That makes sense. So, the idea, what I was trying to point out is that the cards themselves, I don't think will help you gain knowledge. You could say insight, but it's really, I think, the best thing it helps gives you is perspective. It helps you align your own thoughts. It's not really that it's giving you anything new. You're not getting a eureka about anything. You're learning to prioritize your own thoughts and formulate, really understand the obstacles that you're up against, and formulate challenges, going forward that can help you deal with those obstacles. To me, that's what it's about. So, maybe in that case, that can help you in understanding the value what you can get from a reading. Is that, look at each of these cards, and I holds up the locksmith, kind of like having a disturbed look on my face for a second as I study it again. But then I hold it back over to you, And I say, look at each of these cards as somewhat of a mirror. That's the idea, is they just get you to try to look inwards and see what's inside you that maybe can help you find what you're truly seeking. I know it sounds like, the normal kind of blather you hear from fortune tellers and mystics.
No, I can tell that you're the real deal. I know enough to know it when I see it, I say.
Oh, yes, and yeah, that's how you usually want to gain knowledge, is really by trying to
observe.
Exactly. The brain is a powerful thing, so you usually need to let it do its work. A lot of times it's that you need to shut down other parts of it, perhaps you could say. Essentially, the way you learn new things is knowing how to forget the things you don't need. That's how part of it is. So it's about that. It's aligning your own thoughts. So that's the idea, is that these won't help you gain knowledge, but it can help you understand the tools to gain more knowledge, perhaps.
Interesting. Very good.
Alright, so next we'll go over to the Publican. As I said, we saw this card as well before. And again, this is, to me, I think it's a lot about fellowship of the group. Now, this is an unclear representation, so I'm not going to say there's a strong connection here. However, still, I think that this can mean that at the present moment, your camaraderie with others maybe can help you gain more knowledge. Or maybe another way of looking at it is that, by going on adventures with others and building friends, you're also distracting yourself, and instead of gaining knowledge, you're kind of like just going off on little side quests. So there's different ways of looking at that one. And then lastly, this was the interesting one, because especially as the opposite match, so we're going to tell you about the Fool. The Fool, it was again about greed and bribery and willing to do whatever kind of chicanery is needed to get ahead. But this is the opposite way. So this is actually saying that you would really more be willing to, you are going to be willing to do whatever you can to get knowledge, but you're not doing it in a way that cuts corners. Instead, you might be doing it from a place of humility. Actually like that, in fact. The Fool is the man who understands how little knowledge he still has currently, and how much more he has yet to obtain.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, that's a wise notion.
Yeah, exactly. There's a saying connected to that. Help me out here. Wounds. I think I heard you mentioning something about this once, about the wise man. Some of the wise man speaks.
The Fool speaks, the wise man listens?
Yes, there you go. There, you talk. You know exactly what I'm saying. Exactly.
I did once tell you suffering is good for the soul.
Very important. I like it. So yes, I like that one, how that presents itself, is that this can be a good way, is that you're not trying to cut corners. Instead, you're trying to do things the right way, but you're also approaching from a place of humility.
These cards together make a lot of sense for the present to me, I must say.
Yes, I also agree. I liked that set for the present. They seem to be fairly straightforward, I would say, in their reading. And now we go on to the future. Ooh, we have some colored ones here. Oh man, let's see, partial match here, and then an opposite match. I think once again, we are going to follow the order we've been going and go negative to positive. Man, I just gotta say once again, I appreciate the color with this one. I'm sorry, but I've always been one to appreciate. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah. I love the thing, right there, the rainbow, and then him. He looks like the Game of Thrones, the Night King. Kind of, doesn't he kind of give off those vibes?
Yes.
Yeah. And then the Waxworks, that one, holy cow, that gives off some crazy vibes. That's not Silent Hill. What's the thing I'm thinking of? Resident Evil. That one where the woman, the crazy vine.
Evil Within. That's what I'm reminded of.
Yeah, there's all kinds of weird twists.
It looks like a metal.
Yeah, for sure. So this one, and then I like the green backgrounds. Anyways, yeah. All right, so let's begin. The winged serpents. Some people don't like this because of the way that knowledge and the serpents itself are connected. Because as we all know, the original sin, Eve was tempted by the snake because essentially that he tempted her with knowledge, that she would have knowledge of good and evil. And so that's why a lot of people think that the snake and its connection to knowledge is actually a negative thing, but it's actually a powerful being, and it can help bridge the pathway between knowledge and understanding. So there's something to be said about, kind of looking past first, for the first-hand impressions, like you're looking past the book cover, so to speak. Because, and this was also a negative match, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yes, this is a negative match, yeah. So then, especially in this case, I would say that you probably, in the future, you might not know how to seize the moment in the right way, or you're going to strike at the wrong time if you're not careful. That seems to be what that's saying with me.
Interesting. I should bear it in mind.
Yes, and then the next one is the Trader. Oh, very interesting. He's got the little monkey friends with him, and they're all blue. So the Trader, and it's the Trader, not like a traitor. He didn't betray anyone, but he trades in information, as a matter of fact, and he's about making bargains, of course, and he likes to make bargains under the idea that he's always going to get ahead, but there's the idea that he maybe makes bargains that you don't quite understand at the time. Now, this is an unclear one, so this wasn't a strong one, but still, it's something to keep in mind that he seems to... It's kind of like a monkey's paw situation. It seems like this is a way to get more knowledge, but maybe it actually ends up costing you more than you're willing to spend.
Maybe in relation to the winged serpent, it will seem like, the right time to get some tasty knowledge, and it'll turn out to be a trap.
Yes, exactly, especially if it involves something that you'd have to pay for striking and obtaining that knowledge. Exactly. So that might be something to be wary of. And then lastly, we have the Waxworks. Now this is a partial match, so I'm happy to leave on a partial match at least for one of our positive notes. And the Waxworks is all about, believe it or not, it's about helplessness and basically not being able to move. The mind is still moving, but the flesh is unable to. It is about torture and imprisonment, signifying being unable to move or paralysis of the more prosaic kinds. Now, this would actually indicate in the future position right here, especially with the layout that we just had with the winged serpents and the Trader, that there's also a danger, however, if you don't take the right... It might be that you think, it's the wrong time to strike. However, it could also end up being that you don't strike at all and you are ended in paralysis. You have paralysis of decision that keeps you being unable to move because you don't know which pathway will help you gain more knowledge. But then you spend more time thinking about how you can gain more knowledge instead of actually gaining more knowledge.
Yes, an all too familiar conundrum. I see. This is certainly a future to be wary of, whether for good or for ill. Thank you for the reading. Is there a last
I was gonna say, there's a final impression whenever I look at everything together. Knowing your past and seeming to come from humble beginnings and breaking off your chains. Seems like there was a little bit of a connection there that you maybe weren't willing to share, but that's totally fine. And then seeing your presence and how, you maybe, I hate to say this, maybe you have some skepticism about the cards and, you're trying to come from a humble place and an open mind. However, you also, were at first skeptical and maybe unsure of the way to get the tools you needed from this reading. However, in the future, it's making me think that now the idea is, if your goal truly is to gain more knowledge, especially it's with this group, like while you're traveling with us, I think it's actually that you want to play this more by instinct. You don't think about what you need to do, you do. Does that make sense?
I believe so. With the Inquisitor and his card in the future, decisiveness does seem key. And at the same time, one can't rely on, as you say, logic out of fear of getting paralyzed by a decision that has no real answer.
Yes, exactly. I like it. I feel like we're both on the same page here. Decisiveness. I like ponder a little bit and like look off wistfully and then turn back and face you once again, and then I clasp your hand.
Ooh.
That was good. I liked that. That was another good reading. What do you think, Trevor? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. I was just going to agree. He does look definitely aware. Like this has given him quite a bit to think about.
I like it. I like the idea of, like, in this case, the end's goal is that if you want to get more knowledge, you have to act more instinctually instead of putting more thought into things. That's kind of a cool.
I actually think by happenstance, the past actually really kind of nailed it for Fjolnir, which really helps. Actually, honestly, both the first two columns really nail it for Fjolnir for different reasons. So the last one is particularly impressionable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you connected really well in the first ones, then I was able to like kind of draw from that, and I was like, well, wait a second. Now looking at the big picture, this makes sense this way.
Yeah. And then was there a final step where Fjolnir needs to choose a card or something?
No, that's it. But I was gonna ask Trevor if he had any final thoughts or had anything that I might have missed there.
No, I mean everyone does their own readings differently.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for letting me do those, though. I have a lot of fun with those.
Thank you for doing it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you're pretty good at it. I like it.
Oh, thanks. I know, I used to like doing tarot readings. They're fun, too. They're kind of similar.
Oh, you didn't know you did tarot. That's nice.
Oh, yeah. There's so much. What I love about tarot is it's really fascinating because it's actually, a lot of people have it the other way around. They think that it's like playing cards were first and then tarot, but it's really more the other way around. It's like tarot had its history first and then playing cards kind of came from it.
Mm-hmm.
Because playing cards, they basically took all of the major arcana, because the major arcana is like all of your cards like we're seeing in the Harrow deck, right? Like the Wanderer, that kind of thing. But in tarot, you have, the Emperor and all those kind of cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the playing cards, they kept one card from there, and it was basically the Fool or the Joker. And then for the rest of the cards, they kept the minor arcana. The minor arcana is like your, Three of Wands, Four of Cups, all that. Those, each suit translated over to like diamonds, discs were diamonds because it's like both ways of considering like money. And it's really cool, like, going into, like, the history of things and, like, how a lot of times they're used for, like, different purposes. A lot of times it was, like, for code words, like, code systems. And then, obviously, for gambling and, like, leisure. Then for religious symbology. There's so many different things, like, uses that they had over the years. I think it's really cool.
I think it's really cool too. Do you have a tattoo of a tarot card on you, or?
No, I had thought about that at one point, but
Okay, yeah, because like most people, when I meet about tarot cards and stuff, they always have like a tattoo of like their favorite card or something on them. And I was like, I thought it was might be a coincidence, but you don't have one, so okay, interesting.
So I wouldn't want to get a single card. I think that would be bad luck in a way, because then that would affect. To me, I know that sounds goofy, but for whatever it's worth, I am still somewhat superstitious about some things. I think that would affect any future readings, because it's showing kind of like a bias towards one outcome, in a way.
True, you need to like open and expand your other outcomes. You know, things can change in life, just like a snap of a finger.
Exactly. I think that's part of what makes me good at like the tarot readings and that kind of thing, is that the idea is that you're trying to actually open yourself up and be open to different perspectives and different ways of looking at things. And the more open you can be, the better. So if you go in with any kind of preconceived notions, it actually might make it more difficult for you to like get the right perspective.
Right. GM, you still there?
Yep.
Alright, cool. Can I trade out my sword for a bastard sword?
You're going to regret it.
I'm not.
No, you are, because I have information. That's why I gave you a great sword. You know, my favorite NPC that I built was Reed. You probably never met him, but he was a paladin of Ragathel, and one of my favorite weapons is a bastard sword. As a person who loves a bastard sword, telling you don't need one and you shouldn't use one should tell you something. Red lights flashing.
Is it that? Okay, fine. I mean, you've been telling me
something's going to be resistant to slashing damage coming up.
Yes, but it's like I got the spear.
Hey, if you want to waste the actions and go, man, he's resistant, and you're using a +2 weapon versus going, so you want to lose a chance to hit to potentially get over a resistance
The
versus
spear?
just
+2.
stay. Is it a +2? It is a +2.
It's +2 striking.
Drawing,
yeah.
It's also very weak. He's going to go, cool. I would rather do a D12 with some resistance and go down to a D6 with none. Mm-hmm. He would be better off keeping to the greatsword. The idea of a greatsword is it gives you a choice.
It just sounds like it's the one monster, though. It's the one time thing.
Yeah, but your bastard sword is the one time you need to swing for a D8. You may as well just spend the extra action to re-grip for a D12. Because the thing about it is, I gave you the great sword mostly because I know you're kind of a person. Based on what you build, you're asking for all these items for all these situations, yet you want to get rid of the one weapon that is built for multiple situations.
I have multiple weapons, just saying, for multiple situations.
Well, you don't need multiple weapons when one weapon does the job of two weapons.
I mean, what about bludgeoning? I need bludgeoning, don't I? Like, do I need like a maul or something?
You just got hand wraps.
Is that enough?
None of it's enough. The fact that you even want to use the spear isn't enough. And the thing about money, because you got to being a martial class trying to do everything is exactly what I keep on trying to say that you shouldn't do, because it's going to make you not great at any one thing, but okay at 3. And by the time you hit the BDEG at the very end, you've got these 5 weapons that you can slowly building up, but not one of them maxed out because of how money works. Especially when you try to get a +3 weapon. It's going to hurt you. You got to kind of stick to like one thing. A +3 major striking weapon is better than a +2 normal striking weapon that you'll probably hold on to have 3 or 4 different weapons for all the different options. It's just the way the damage numbers work. That extra D12 chumps you getting over that resistance. Plus, your precision is going to kind of counter it. But having multiple weapons, literally having, I've got a slashing weapon and I've got a piercing weapon, is built into one weapon that you're currently using.
No, so what about this?
It's action economy cost is what it is. Unless you don't mind dropping your greatsword so that you can have that free action to then draw another weapon and then attack with it and risk that your group gets teleported away like it already has and you use your greatsword, you're going to have to spend the action to sheath the greatsword, then another action to draw a separate weapon, and it's just, that's a round of you doing no damage, trying to be fancy.
Has that happened to the group before? Curious.
Yeah, they have lost loot. They almost lost the fortification.
3 times.
3 times. Wow. Okay.
Generously did it last time.
Yeah,
Yes.
I because it was a lot of money. I thought it was 200 gold. I didn't want to get you guys out of 2,000, but it is a possibility. If you literally are like, hey, don't worry, guys, it's a free action to drop a weapon, trying to be slick and go, I'll pull out my maul now.
Okay, well, how about with that information right there? That's like, yeah, I don't want to lose something like that valuable. So,
You
okay,
could. I mean,
yeah,
you very well could. So it's two. You have 2 weapons built into one, which means that the more runes you put into your striking greatsword, the more weapons you essentially have. Is the way it works. It's 2 weapons built into one. That's 2 d12s, a d12 piercing and a d12 slashing.
And speaking of, I was going to say, I have some follow-ups on this. Two things. One is that you could always put the, whatever it's called, the rune of returning or whatever, and it makes instead of you, like, dude change. I know it's not the kind of weapon where it's like he's changing it into different things.
Oh, the shifting rune.
Yeah, you're talking about shifting, not returning.
Shifting. Yeah.
If you really want to have multiple weapons, go and get yourself a shifting rune. And you've got every weapon in your grasp.
Ooh, that's
cool. That's not that's a way better idea.
You need 2-handed though. It has to stay the same number of hands.
Okay, which is not.
That's going to be better for him because of the DPS output.
I like that though. Then second, the other thing too is couldn't you still flavor other things like? Because aren't you the one that's also a wizard? You're like kind of like a battle.
No. That's Falmir.
Okay. So you're just a fighter.
Ranger with an animal companion.
But don't you still have other abilities? Like, I know you have Hunt Prey, but I think you had something else. What I was saying is, like, I don't know if you had other things that you could flavor as, like, those are using other weapons, potentially.
I do have a tail attack, and I do have knockdown.
Well, there you go. So some of those could be, like, you could flavor it, like knockdown. You could flavor as you bringing out your mace and, like, using it to knock someone down and then going back to your item. Probably not. I don't know if you, Trevor, would be okay with that because, like, that is involving too many actions, kind of. I don't know. But
yeah, it depends on the GM on that one.
It's not unheard of for him to go single action shifting rune, 2 action knockdown. If you have the action out of damage.
The shifting rune, I think, is a better way. It's a more elegant way of doing what you're trying to do, I think.
It's a cheaper way.
Cheaper way, yeah. Okay. Do I even have the runes for that? Because I already have impact runes, so I don't know.
Impact is 1. You have a +2 weapon, so you can get a secondary rune on it.
You get second, so shifting could be your second.
How much is shifting? Let me see.
225 gold.
Is that okay with you guys or no?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
By the way, you wouldn't be able to shift the great sword into a bastard sword.
No, yeah. I'm not doing that. I'm going to change it to a maul or something for bludgeoning.
I was thinking, a maul or like, not a spear, but spear. But,
I could turn it to a long spear, technically.
Yeah, or a long spear, or a halberd.
That's an example. Because of the way the greatsword works, you wouldn't need to swap it to a spear because the greatsword can pierce.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying long spear in case I want reach or something. But I doubt it. It was just an idea.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, no, exactly.
Reach is cool, but because your entire group's full of melee people, and you've seen it already in several campaigns, one person with a reach weapon has a hard time lining up flanking because you're trying to be fancy.
I was going to say it kind of works around. I was going to say I disagree with you, I agree with wounds because it makes it easier to set up flanking a lot of times, and it makes it easier to like threaten more squares.
Mm-hmm. He threatened more squares, yes. He's not really
because later I'm going to get disrupt prey, so that's like attack opportunity.
That helps. It helps in a sense. You're dropping your damage output to have larger reach, but I think you disagree. There are multiple positions if you're stacked around a creature that require your allies to have to move more squares to get into position, unless you're the one moving more out to the outside. And then you got to think about this one, the one where a person is in the middle. Oh my God, why didn't let me draw? A person's in the middle. Please draw. What is going on? And then you're up here. Your melee ally can't flank with you because he doesn't have reach as well. The only way that you can line up reach is if you are what do they call it? When it's up and down but not diagonal? What do they call it?
Horizontal.
Catty corner.
No,
it's not catty corner. It's vertical and vertical and horizontal.
Horizontal.
But together, it's another word. Perpendicular or something like that. So you can't, unless they also have a reach weapon, you can never diagonally at the second square. I'm talking about the full diagonal. 15 feet is fine. Mm-hmm. But that extra square on a melee creature, you can't. So that essentially means that 4 squares around an enemy. Actually, I think it's 8. You can't help to flank unless someone else has a reach. And there's a lot of times enemy will be in that position, especially in 10-foot hallways and stuff like that, which pop up a lot. And another thing, too, is you're kind of a girthy character. You being at reach actually helps for one aspect, not because of damage or utility for reach. It allows in a 5-foot hallway a melee class to get in front of you.
Right.
But it also puts a lot more pressure on someone else. Instead of you taking the hits with your D10 health, there's a chance your snake is going to be smacked on instead. And if he dies, you have to wait a week.
Yep.
Kind of things like that. Being at reach puts less pressure on you and more pressure on other people. And,
shouldn't I put more pressure on Falmure because he's trying to distract the enemy?
If he's up there, then yes.
Okay, yeah.
That helps in 5-foot hallways.
But I was also going to say, there's another way that you're also dismissing the idea of how you can generate threat by threading more squares. So because of that, if he's our tank, then by him having greater reach, it makes it so that like enemies don't want to leave his square. Especially if he does have... Now, are you going to have a attack of opportunity?
I'm going to have Disrupt Prey at level 14.
So he's not going to have he doesn't have global AOO. It's against one specific target. So if you guys are fighting a group, it doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
But it's not about that, and also because he's attacking at 10 and they're only 10 feet away and their reach is 5, they can just step up to him.
Yeah.
They probably will never provoke command for a tank. Instead, what they'll do is they'll just turn to the right and attack literally the guys on top of them, which is a snake or the wizard. It just puts them out of harm's way. Reach is really cool, and I think Reach works a lot better if you're running a phalanx, like if multiple people have Reach, because then you can actually play around it. But a single person doing it, especially because of the way you had a reaction as Dancing Mooncat that kind of helped, and that was a 15-foot reach kind of thing. But you attacking enemies at a distance because you couldn't AOO them never really helped. You could have just been on top of them; it would have been the same thing.
Yeah, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, they do then also have to take the step in though sometimes. So like you need an action. That's the scenario it does help.
Shifting should allow him to go for another D12 resistant type damage, like if they are resisting slashing and piercing, to go into a maul per se.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Reach, I can understand if you're trying to attack across a 5-foot gap, but your athletics so high, you literally could just jump across there with assurance and just be right on top of them for knockdown.
Or just take the leap action, which gets you over a 5-foot gap.
But that's 2 actions,
if you got
though.
Powerful leap.
Well, yeah.
No, not unless you have quick jump. But even then, what I meant to say is like being on top of them for knockdown is going to be better than you trying to attack them at a reach.
Yeah.
Through the damage
by the
difference.
way, I hate to not trying to cut anyone off, but are we kind of sort of done now for the session?
I think so. Yeah.
I can give you guys an ending and then do a pickup about what you guys see next time. I'm still pseudo prepping, but I'm kind of at the end. I'm almost done with this whole book. I'm gonna tell you what you guys see, just as an exit, I guess you could say.
Okay.
All right. It's level 13. Here we go. So now that you guys have had time, after gathering the 6 initial cards, revealed to you by the Hera Court's Grand Hall. You started with 6, essentially, to make the Hera Heart. You found 6 more. You have 12 in your party's collection. And you could have had less, by the way. There is an opportunity and a chance to essentially not get the cards immediately, but they get added later on because someone else finds them. 4 of the arches of those 6 that used to be lit up for you guys to travel through refocus from the gray mist that they were to show you the next locations that you are fated to seek out. The Arch of Hammers and the Arch of Shields, on the ends, left and right, remain filled with mist, while the mist in the other 4, which is the Arches of Keys, Tombs, Stars, and Crowns, each clear to present identical views. Rolling grasslands that feature a magnificent view of an immense flight of stairs sized for giants, ascending to the top of a 500-foot tall cliff. The stairs are flanked to either side by massive statues of an imperious bald man in robes, clutching a book in one arm and a polearm in the other. I think there is a handout for this.
I feel like it's the Inquisitor, right?
Yeah.
I think I might know who it is.
Yeah, you don't know. Really? So where did I see this handout? I'm looking for it. So it's not at the start of the chapter where I thought it was. But I know I've read it somewhere, or at least I saw a picture of it. It's not in the art gallery. It's not in the adventure toolbox. Those are all the cards. That's cute. That's cute. That's cute. That's not there. Art gallery is all the people. It's interesting that
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show you guys this handout. You're going to love it. As soon as I get there. Where could it be? I figured it'd be right here, and it's not. There. That's cute. Oh, that's pretty. That's not it, though. Okay. So it's definitely not in the art gallery. Is it in the front matter? Kind of. Maybe it's under the landing page. I bet that's what it is. I bet it's the landing page. But how do I change that? Do we even have the landing page anymore? Front matter. Module support. Landing screen picker. Wait. How do I... Scenes. The choosing. Where's the landing? Landing. Let me see if this is it. View scene. Close. Screen picker, close. Really? Like, these macros aren't working. Oh, this is that freaking campaign where they break. Ah! So how do I show this picture to you guys? And it's fantastic.
Discord?
Yeah, I was going to say Discord. Yeah.
Screenshot in Discord?
What they did, though, in Foundry is they cropped out something as a spoiler just to show the stairs. And that's what I'm looking for. Because the stairs image that I have is cool, but it's got spoilers.
If you do the snipping tool instead of a Windows Shift S, you can select what you're grabbing. I think it's default. I never installed it, and I have it.
Okay, so it's not there. It's not under concluding. It's not under that. See, that's not it. But I gotta remember that this is here, because that is cool as crap. Oh, I'm gonna forget that that's there. And I feel like that's what it was. I feel like it was in the landing page, but it looks like the see, this is the picker. I should have this script that lets me pick the different ones, and it doesn't let me do it. Man, because this is going to be... That's for later. See, that art is for later. That's why I don't want to share it. Oh, well. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know where it was. I remember seeing it when I was prepping this part. So there's the ambience macro. Does that even play? So none of the macros are working. Well, that's probably why I'm having problems. I hate this. Is that because they're not enabled? I guarantee you that's what it is. Maybe I haven't updated in a while. Stolen, fake, chosen. There it is. Clicky wiki. Maybe I have to re-import the adventure. I'm going to do that later. Well, when I used to do this in Roll20, I had a way to... I just made my own macros everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And my own handouts. And I never had this kind of issue because I just always labeled them. None of these are working. Does this at least work? So that works. Oh well. There's a really cool image of the stairs, but the stairs has a pretty big spoiler in it. Right off the rip. And it's definitely not under actor. The only thing I thought it would be in this. SEC notes. Well, now the music's playing for me. What the hell just happened?
We have music
just
now.
loading. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'm hearing the music now, but it didn't work from the the whatchamacallit. Man, I was all excited to show you guys a really cool picture, and now I can't.
Well, you can share it with us at some point in the week if you find it.
I'm gonna have to. This doesn't make any sense. Roll tables?
Crave Wednesday.
It almost feels like it only happens on Wednesdays.
See, I really wish I knew where these went. Like when I click on not that.
That's the original page.
Yeah, that's the original page. You see how I shared it? I wish I could find out where that's located. That image, where is it located? I shared it with you, but I can't see where that is. I thought that would be under Art Gallery, and it's not.
Yeah.
This is mostly like the creatures, it looks like. Yeah, every one of these are creatures. Creature. Yeah, there's no locations here. There's the Rust Devil you guys fought. There's that thing. So maybe... Search pages. Wait a second. No, go back. What is this? View multiple pages. The choosing art gallery. Okay, that's not it. Man, it makes no sense. I just kind of wish I knew where they keep all the art for this. It's not under actors. It's not under scenes.
Can you make it like your own folder for it?
Let me see if I can find something real quick. I bet I can find the image this way because this is bullshit. Oh, that's the old one. That's fun. So this popped up in an old campaign in the past. Interesting. Here we go. I'm just going to share this then. Open image in new tab. Copy. Discord. It's an old art for it. I can't find the one they got because whoever did it removed the spoiler part of it, and it's just like the second edition view of the stairs. But this will work. This is fine. Where is our chat? Here it is. And boom. That's from the old campaign.
That looks badass.
It's a giant set of stairs with these two statues and tons of like old temple buildings built into the mountain itself. And the cliff is 500 feet high, one of the few ways to get from the bottom to the top. So, and behind you is the rolling grasslands, but then the other view is this giant set of stairs. The art that I have is incredible, and I'll show it to you later without spoilers, but because I don't want you guys to see the actual art they have, because it's like, it's spoilery.
And all four of the gates are pointing there?
All four are the same identical scene.
And Eric does know who that is.
Does he?
Yep.
Does he? Oh,
yep.
I'm gonna roll some checks here real quick.
Wound doesn't, but Eric does.
Let me see what we got.
Okay. Nothing there. What about Wound? Nothing there. Cool. So
No.
2 checks here.
He's from Jalmaray.
Twisted, you don't know where you got this information from, but maybe there's a copy of it in your old world, but you recognize the location revealed as the infamous Storval Stairs. The Storval Stairs were constructed ages ago by enslaved giants during the days of ancient Thessalonian, many centuries before Earthfall, when Karzug, Rune Lord of Greed, became the region's ruler. He commanded that towering statues in his likeness be built along the stairs and had several nearby hidden chambers expanded to preserve magical secrets and lore. Everything here was constructed for use by giants, as well as smaller humanoids, and is lofty and imposing in scope. Due to powerful enchantments, the Storval Stairs and their associated chambers have resisted the decay of ages. Today, The Storval Stairs serve as a vital trade route between Varisian's lowlands and the arid Storval Plateau in the uplands. While many Shoantes is the name of the people in the region, who dwell in the region distrust visitors, those of a specific group naming themselves the Shri Kiri Kwa. Here, I'm going to type that in because that's going to be a thing. They're also called the Hawk Clan. Have traditionally been, they make exceptions, but they usually serve as emissaries for the rest of the world for people who want to move through this area. Looking at this location, the cards archways, because remember, you don't see an image of a card unless you get close, and then the image and name of the cards pop into your head. The images and names for the cards that you're currently looking for are these four: the Locksmith, the Rakshasa, the Liar, and the Publican.
We just saw the Publican a couple times in the reading.
We just saw the Locksmith as well, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. And I want to say the Rakshasa, I think, was in the other reading, too, wasn't it? Recently?
Potentially.
So, this tells you that there are 4 cards you're looking for at this one location. And it's an ancient, massive place built in 4 giants by an old ring lord of greed. And it's a massive set of stairs. Thousands of years ago. Before Earthfall.
Yep.
Yeah, thousands of years. Well before Eridan's time.
Yep.
So it's an old place that's tested against the decay of time because of magical enchantments and big old dungeon crawl coming, guys.
Let's do it.
Oh, wow, okay.
Roll for initiative?
If you want to roll initiative. Come out the gate swinging.
Yeah.
Would our characters have time to prepare spells after seeing but before entering these portals?
Yeah, you can enter the portals whenever you want to. But now that you've seen them, and you know that people are looking for the cards currently, it really depends on how much time you want to take. But these portals didn't open up until you guys took some time. It's almost like Harahart knows when you're ready. And right now it says that you're ready. But yes, you can absolutely go, hey guys, so this is where we're going. Twisted Fate can share all the information for you. And then you guys spend the day prepping, wake up the next morning, get your spells ready, and leave. You can even go at night if you want to. It really depends. But you know you're looking for 4 cards.
Yeah. I'll let them know, and we're probably going to spend one more night of packing up.
Yeah. That way Gilner can prepare stuff like Fast Wall and...
Yeah. Mainly for spell.
Go buy some potions of healing.
Yeah, sounds good. Alright. Freaking awesome session. For it being full downtime and no combat, that was fun. Thank you guys.
Yeah, learn more about my character than ever.
I know,
next
right?
week.
Isn't it badass having a harrower in the group? I love
Yes, love it.
Especially for the campaign. Yeah, I love it. It's really fun. And it's so perfect for in character for Twisted Fate. That's what he is, too. Yeah. Alright, y'all have a good one.
Oh, yep, you too.
Good night.
Good night.